Hey everybody, welcome to another casual deck building for Commander. Today we are going to be doing Cloud, Planet's Champion. He's 3 mana, a red and a white. During your turn, as long as Cloud is equipped, it has Double Strike and Indestructible. And equip abilities you activate that target Cloud cost 2 less to activate, and he is a 4/4. Now, I wasn't initially thinking about doing a Cloud deck, but I kind of decided, yeah, sure, why not? And normally, I mostly put the decks together with maybe one or two things, because my first video or two, I put it all together and I had stuff, and the videos were a lot longer. So I figured, shorter videos if I just kind of run through the deck and what we have and then talk about it a little bit. But I'm going to go through pretty much the whole process this time with this deck because I feel like it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with that. Basically, my thought process is I go through and I pick the commander. And either I pick the commander because it has the color scheme that I need, or there's a cool aspect of the commander that I like, and then I build around it. Now, this is about getting equipment on him and then him swinging out. So that's basically a Voltron deck, more or less, just like the Commander Cloud. But I don't want to build a Voltron Cloud. I want to build something else. So we're going to go an equipment because equipment's great, and life gain. So red and white, we're going to go equipment, life gain. And I also pilfered from a couple of other decks as well to pick some certain stuff until I can replace them. So like, for example, I'm out of Shadow Spears, and I want a Shadow Spear, so I got to wait for Shadow Spear to come in. So we're probably going to hold one spot open in this deck for a Shadow Spear, so keep that in mind. So yeah, I went through a bunch of stuff. We're going to go through a lot of white, red, and colorless artifacts. Right now, we got Mox Opal, mana cost 0, add a mana of any color, activate only to control 3 or more artifacts. We're likely to do that. I'm not going to read through a bunch of these, just maybe some more of the key ones. Otherwise, we'll be here for the next 6 hours, and we're not going to do that. So we got artifacts. We'll go through artifacts first. So let's set aside all our colors here. Sword of Hearth and Home, Sword of Light and Shadow. These are colors. Sword of Feast and Famine, Hero's Heirloom, Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of War and Peace. It's all white. Oh, Pearl Medallion. Alright, let's see. Here's our land base. We got a bunch of plains. We got a couple fetch lands, some tapped lands, and your basic maybe Arcane Lighthouse, Reliquary Tower, Path of Ancestry, Temple Guard, and Temple of the False God, Burrows Garrison, maybe Nykthos, because usually I have Nykthos with one color decks. They wouldn't be terrible in 2 color decks. After that, it starts to get really bad, so we'll see if we end up keeping that one. Command Tower. Oh. And then basics. So land base is already set. Don't worry about that. All right. Color. I think these are all... Might have already separated some of those. Those are multicolor. What do we got? Reds. And some whites. And artifacts. Okay. So we got Chromatic Lantern. That's not going to go in here. Usually I have that for 3 or more. I don't know how that got in here. Wrecking Ball Arm. Genji Glove. Conformer Shuriken. Iron Giant. Aetherflux Reservoir. 4 mana. When you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. And then you can pay 50 life, and it does 50 damage to any target. Since we're going life gain, that one will probably come into play. Caged Sun, 6 mana. As it enters, you choose a color, red or white. Creatures of that color get +1/+1. And then a land's ability to add mana adds 1 more of that mana. So depending upon how the deck looks, if we have more red or more white, we might go for that, or because usually this also goes in mono, we'll see. Mox Amber, add 1 mana of any color among legendaries. We have a lot of legendaries, so Gilded Lotus, 5 mana for 3 mana. Arcane Signets, Soul Ring, Pearl Medallion, or Ruby Medallion. We got Sting, we got Lightning Greaves, we got Umezawa's Jeet, Masterwork of Ingenuity, Fountain of Renewal, Tarian's Soul Cleaver, Sword of Body and Mind, Sword of Sinew and Steel, Sword of Forge and Frontier. I already have one of those. Bitterhorn Nissa's Animus, 3 mana. This is an attack, go search for land. Excalibur. And Dolmen Gate. This is a great one. 2 mana. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see, what's you? And then red and white. Okay, so I think we've gone through all of the artifacts. There's not a lot, surprisingly, but I think these are probably mostly going to stick in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1. So that's 22, 24, 26, 28, 31 artifacts so far, which not bad, honestly. We'll probably be swapping some of that out for sure. But I think just registering what we got is good for now. As I see what creatures and spells we put in, we'll probably remove some swords to adjust. Oh, 32 if you count Shadow Spear. So let's keep that in mind there. Okay, now let's go through multicolor or dual color here. So we got Mog, which has lifelink and either creates more creatures or puts more counters on Moogles, so it's not bad, and it's a way to get card draw, so we like that. Edgar allows us to cast from our graveyard artifacts, so that could also be really good. Lightning, first strike, trample, lifelink, there you go, and then when she hits, she'll deal, or any source of damage that would hit that player deals double damage instead, so that's a good one. Joshua, Phoenix Dominance, let's see. Discard and draw, and then you can pay to transform him, where we get damage to each opponent, and then return any number of creature cards with mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then flip him back. On his other side, he's a flying lifelink. So we got some lifelink, we got some flying, which is good. Got some graveyard return, so that's not bad. Not a bad one. Boros, Guildmage. Nahiri, that's free equipment stuff. Kellen is equipment stuff. Deflecting Palm, that's a good damage thing. Let's see. Paladin Elizabeth Taggarty. When 3 creatures, including her attack, you can put it in advance battlefield where X is her power. Okay, so that's some recursion. That gives you, so you attack with 3 creatures, including her, you draw a card, and then you can bring back a creature card from the graveyard. Put a creature card from your hand. Oh, okay, from it. So it's a free, not as much recursion. What her power is, so it's at least going to be 3. We've got a decent amount of 3s, so that's not bad. All right, yeah, we can hang on to that one for now. Fight to the death. Destroy all blocking creatures and all blocked creatures. So you can do this on, if you want to blow up somebody else's board. You don't necessarily want to blow up all yours unless you decide to not block anything. This one's great. Goad all creatures your opponents control until your next turn. Those creatures can't block. So that will leave you alone. Wildfire Awakener. creates some tokens that deal some damage. Flage enters or attacks, deals damage, and gains life. Bladehold Ward Whip creates a dude, makes equipment cheaper to activate, and equipped creature has double strike. Noblesse of War, attacking creatures +2/+0. That's not bad. Mabel, heir to Cragflame. She creates a legendary equipment. All right. Razia, Boros, Archangel, Flying Vigilance, and Haste. She's a 6/3. She's 7 mana. Expensive, but she's tap, and the next 3 damage that we would dealt to target creature you control this turn is dealt to another target creature instead. So that's a way to move some damage around. Bassandra, players can't cast spells during battle, or during combat. And then you can pay a red to go to target creature. We got Aurelia. She'll give either trample and or vigilance for red and white creatures. Or redemption, discard your hands, draw them any, +1, and then gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Aurelia's Fury. Deals damage to creatures or players. Tap creatures if they were dealt that way, and then players dealt damage can't cast non-creature spells this turn. So that's a good way to stop them from casting any instants or sorceries or artifacts or anything like that. Target creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. It's a good removal. Exile target attacking creature, and creatures can't block this turn. That's you get one or the other, so some possibilities. Arbaz Mirror. When it or another historic permanent enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain a life. Zerda reduces abilities, and target creature can't block this turn. Aloran Searing Light exiles a creature with the greatest power for a target player. And then if you have 2 or more instant or sorceries in your graveyard, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the power of the creature they exiled. So that's a good way to blow up something and then ping people for it. You cast a creature spell from your graveyard if they were put there that turn. And then whenever you attack, pay a mana to discard a card and draw a card. Zidane, gain control of something till end of turn, giving it lifelink and haste. And then whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure token. This would work if you had a flicker thing where you bounce stuff back in a lot, but I don't know if we'll be doing that, so that's a maybe. Firemane Avenger, if it and 2 other creatures attack, deals 3 damage to creature or player, and you gain life. That looks like that's it for our Boros stuff. Let's see here. So we got a couple things that are looking good. We will take the Firemane because attacking with 3 creatures isn't too bad, especially if we can then ping something and then gain life, because we want life gain. And it's flying. Flying's great. This is life gain. What's the equipment that Mabel makes? It gets +1/+1 vigilance, trample, and haste. That's actually pretty good. And it's cheap, so we'll do that. Razia's real expensive. Flying, vigilance, and haste, it's good. And then the redirect is good, but no life gain. So this may be a big bomb. We'll save that for later. We'll put our bombs over here. Just giving something trample and vigilance and choose one that gets +2/+0. And tramples 2/5. That's a maybe. So these are bombs. These are keeps. These are maybe bombs. And then I think we'll do Moogle because of the lifelink. Or Mog. We won't do Aurelia. I think we'll set Aurelia as a pretty much a nah. Discard and draw. Life gain. Artifacts from the graveyard. We want that. Lightning. Tapping creatures is good, and making it so that they can't cast anything but creatures is that good? Because you pay 3 mana just to ping the player to do that. Or if you need to get through without a blocker, that's not bad. So we'll put you in the maybe as well, because we want to focus more so on life, and then we'll do that has card draw and life. Joshua has card draw and life. Justice Strike. That's removal. Removal's a maybe. I don't know how much removal we'll have in this one, other than board wipes. We'll see until we get to the single colored stuff. So this gives something haste and first strike, which is good. You can pay mana to do that in addition, but I don't know if that will do this. Activating equip costs being 2 less is actually pretty good, and then making something not block is good, so I think we'll keep you. Boros Guildmage. We'll say no on the Boros Guildmage. I like this. That's good removal and pinging somebody. So Nahiri, she creates a token and then attaches an equipment to it. And then you can look at the top 6, warrior equipment, 1 into your hand, and the rest on the bottom in random order, or deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipment you control. I don't know about this one. The one is good. It's free tokens and free equip stuff for your equipment, but these other two, I never really like the revealing stuff and then putting it away, because if you realize something that you need, even though you're looking for something else you might need, it's not hard unless you can scry 6. But yeah, I think we're going to say no on Nahiri. Kellen's good because it allows you to look for an equipment, put into your hand, and then he has double strike, and then he gets +1/+0 for each aura and equipment attached to him. So I think he's a good keeper. And then casting a creature from the graveyard. So I'm guessing from some of the stuff might work, like we have some of the discard stuff, right? Where's the... Yeah, Heartwarming Redemption, discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that money +1. So once during each turn, you may cast a creature card from among cards in your graveyard that are put there anywhere other than the battlefield. So discard your hand, you got creatures there, and then you can cast it from the graveyard after you draw new cards and gain life. So that's a possibility of a decent combo, I think, to get a creature in your graveyard. Yeah. To cast from there, maybe. I don't know. We'll put that as a maybe. We'll put that as a maybe. All right. Nobliss. It's 5 mana of either color, flying, and then attacking creatures get +2. I'm gonna say no on that one. Let's see. Bassandra, Battle Seraph. Can't cast combat and goaded stuff. That's pretty good. We'll put that as a maybe. All right. Taunt from the Rampart, goading everything, not being able to block is great. So it creates X 1/1 red elemental creature tokens, and whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to target player. You can convoke it, tapping other creatures you have to pay for either the colorless 1 or 1 mana of that creature's color. So if a creature's red, you can pay for the red. If it's white, you can pay for the white. If it's both, it only says 1 mana, so it still only covers one of those. I mean, creating a bunch of tokens is cool, that then when you attack with them, they deal damage is cool. But we're focused more on life, so we'll put that as a maybe. Flage is pretty good. 3 damage to any target, and then you gain 3 life. Guess we could put that here as well. Well, we'll put that as a maybe, because I want to confirm we got a lot of single colors to go through. Zidane. He's also a maybe. Giving a creature double strike is good, and switching damage to somebody else is good. So exiling something attacking, and creatures can't block this turn. That's a good option if we need to get through. Drawing a card and putting something onto your hand for free. That's tapped and attacking. So if we put an equipment on her, buff her, we can cast some of the bigger stuff for free. I mean, that's not bad. We'll try that for now, free cast. And then destroy all blocking creatures and all blocked creatures. So if you attack and you need to wipe their board, if they block with everything, that's good. If you have an opponent attacking an opponent and they're all attacking and blocking to destroy everything, that's not bad either. And it's only 2 mana for destruction, for board wiping some stuff. That's not bad, actually. We'll put that in there for now. All right, so let's put aside our nose way over there. Let's put our maybes. Let's put those up here. And then let's put our yeses over here. This also isn't my normal desk that I build on, so let's do reds. Reds is my red is pile is smaller. Combustible Gear Hulk. When it enters, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If they don't, you mill cards. Then this creature deals damage to that player equals to the total mana value of those cards. I don't know if this one will work because I don't have a lot of high mana value stuff. A lot of the stuff I looked in here is pretty low to mid-ranged with 1 or 2 big things. So already that's a maybe. Blasphemous Act, Sorcerer's Schemes, Mirror Style Master, Heiko Yamazaki the General, Impact Tremors, Lightning Strike, Planetary Annihilation. Each player chooses 6 lands they control, then sacrifices the rest. Planetary Annihilation deals 6 damage to each creature. Rig for War, Magmatic Force, Unholy Heat. So with the whites, mostly going to be life gain. I think with the red, I went with a lot of removal to make up for it. So we'll see how that does. Fiery Confluence. Urabrask. Creatures you control have haste, and your opponent's creatures enter tapped. Anger of the Gods. Hexplate Wallbreaker. Oh yeah, creates a token. It gets +2/+2. Then whenever equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat, untap attacking creature. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. So second combat phase ain't bad if you want some double triggers. Which I think I got the other Cloud, the Midgar Mercenary one in here, which doubles the triggers of stuff equipped to it. So that may actually be good. Vandal Blast. Destroys artifacts that you don't control, so you destroy other people's. Power Balance is good. It's a good way to cheat out some spells. Whenever they cast something, you reveal the top of your library, and if it's the same mana value, you can cast it for free. Twin Flame Tyrant, Screaming Nemesis, Twinferno, Chaos Warp, Burgi, God of Storytelling, Hammer of Perforos, Anger, Court of Embereth, Heartfire Hero, Mass Hysteria, Chandra's Ignition, Gilgamesh, Master at Arms. Whenever he enters or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield. That's good. Put the rest of them on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then when you put 1 or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach 1 of them to a samurai you control. This is great if he's the commander and you're building around him specifically as a Voltron. I don't think I have many samurai. I think I got this one and I had Kamiko or Heiko. So the equipment would always only attach to him. And then again, if I have something else in that 6 that I really need, like a board wipe or some life gain, and goes to the bottom, then that would be unfortunate. So I'm going to say no on Gilgamesh. He's a more specific thing. Cypher. When a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike. That's great. And then you can cast instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard of mana value less or 3 without paying the mana cost, and then exile it. If that spell be put into your graveyard, then exile it. That's pretty good. I think we'll hang on to that, because we might have a couple double damage things that we'd want to do. Thunder Magic. Freya Crescent. She works with the equipment, because you can tap her to pay mana for equipment. Haste Magic. Fire Crystal. That's definitely going to go in there. Triple Triad. Raubon. Suplex. Firion. Lightning Bolt, but it's VV. Unexpected Windfall. Sudden Demise. Smite, the Deathless, and Rising of the Day. All right, let's see. So let's start over here. Creatures you control have haste, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. That's not bad. We've got a couple other hasters here. Let's see what we got. Anger. We got Hammer of Perforos. You can sacrifice a land to create a 3/3 golem creature token. And creatures you control have haste. I thought there was a third hasty thing here. Oh, Fire Crystal, right. We don't need too many hasty things. So if we're keeping Fire Crystal for sure, because it reduces the red spells by 1, creatures have haste, then pay 6 and tap, create a token that's a copy of target creature control, sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, Fire Crystal's pretty good. So Fire Crystal, I think we're going to keep as our guaranteed one. And then we need to decide, we're going to keep Chaos Warp between Rising Day and Anger, because we don't need too many haste things. We have 1 or 2 discard options, so we might be able to get him into our graveyard faster. And then we just have to hope that people don't have graveyard hate, which some do. And a slight buff with haste. I think we'll put Rising of the Day in the maybe, and we'll put Anger in the for sure, because we like that. All right. Twin Flame Tyrant. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, or permanent an opponent controls, it deals double that damage instead. That would work with Lightning. Double. It is a flyer. It is 3/5, and it's 5 mana. That's a maybe. That's a bomb maybe, because I think we'll have Lightning for sure, and she's cheaper. So, Smite the Deathless deals 3 damage to target creature. The creature loses indestructible until end of turn, and then if it dies, it is exiled instead. For 2 mana, that's pretty good for a possible removal, especially for a weakened or a low toughness dude. Let's see what we got over here. Ruban Bowl of Allah. Pay life equal to Ruban's power for a ward cost. And then whenever he attacks, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to target attacking creature. So he attacks, but if he attacks with something else, you can equip something else to that. And that's a free equip cost. So that's not bad. He's 2 mana for 2/2. I mean, that's not bad at all. Throw on equipment on him to buff him up, and free equip costs. Yeah, we'll shoot for that. Twinferno. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. Or target creature you control gains double strike. For 2 mana, that's not bad. It's not bad. Chandra's Ignition. Deal damage equal to each power, to a creature's power. And then target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. So that's a good board wipe and damage as well if we get our stuff buffed up enough. Like, I'm planning on putting Aerith in this deck, and she can get big if you have a lot of life instance gains, and then target her and then deal a blow. So that's a good combo we can run in there. And then whenever Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. This is good, but it's usually better in a combo with something you can use to ping things. So if you had some of those tap wizards that deals 1 damage to target creature, you could do that to him and then ping it to somebody else. And then just make it so that they can't gain life for the rest of the game, which is great, honestly. But circumstantial, so that's a maybe. Let's see. Combustible Gear Hulk, yeah, we're going to say no on that. I mean, drawing 3 cards is great, but if we have to mill those cards and there's something good, it's a possibility. So whenever you cast a red spell, add 1 red mana. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Creatures you control can boast twice. We don't have any boasters. And on the other side, it's an artifact that says discard a card, exile type of cards in your library. You can play those cards this turn. I don't know about that. I mean, getting extra mana whenever you cast a spell is good. So we'll probably most definitely play her on this top part. That's maybe. We'll keep our maybes here. Cypher, recasting stuff from the graveyard and double strike if they attack alone is great. I think we'll make that a maybe because I want to see how many instants or sorceries with mana value 3 or less that we've got. Lightning Strike, 3 damage to target creature or player. Yeah, it's fine. We can go over there. We need a little bit of stuff. So I think Thunder Magic will also go in there because it deals 2 damage to target creature, 4 damage to target creature. If we did the 1 mana red, 2 damage, we could deal that to Screaming Nemesis and then bring it out. And it'd still be alive. We want Nemesis to live, so we can do that to all 3 players at least. At least. So yeah, Thunder Magic's fine. Planetary Annihilation. This is a tough one, because this one, if they have more than 6 lands, you'll be reducing them to 6 lands, which is good for a couple of the landfall decks that have been pumped out recently. And Boros isn't great about getting lands, so the time that you get there anyway. And then 6 damage to each creature is also a board wipe. Might have some other board wipes that might be a little bit more, less land destruction-y. We'll say no on the Hammer of Perthros. Blasphemous Act, yeah. Suplex, 3 damage target creature, exile if it dies, exile target artifact, yep. Oh, right, Urabrask. Also, creatures control have haste and they enter tapped. That's also a really good one. I think with Anger, this, and that, I think that's good enough for haste. I think we shouldn't push it. Except for with Firion, equip creatures you control have haste. Whenever non-token equipment you control enters, create a token copy of it, except it has equip cost 2 less, and sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So that's not bad. We could double up on some equipment costs. I think he'd be really good. And Firion and Gilgamesh and equipment toss and all those guys together is also pretty good. 3 mana for deals 3 damage to each creature. And then if a creature dies this way, exile instead. So 3 damage to each creature and possible exiling. And then with Cypher, attacking, casting it again. There's some stuff there. Okay. I can see it. We'll go with that for now. Let's see. VV. VV's Lightning Bolt. Yep. Extra combat phase equipment works with one of the clouds. I think that's good. Now let's see here. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard or exiled card with flashback you own to your hand. Add 1 red mana. We don't have a lot of flashbacks. If it didn't say flashback, it would work great with Cypher, because Cypher, after you cast it from the graveyard, it's exiled. And then if it says return something from exile back to your hand, then that would be great. We'd cast that and keep that for sure. But Getting 1 for flashback. She's the only one with flashback. So no 2 sorceress schemes. Let's see. Target creature gets +3/+0 on first strike and reach until end of turn. That'd be great if we don't have enough flyers. So we'll put that on a maybe. And then Freya flying during your turn, and she can tap for red to cast equipment or activate equipment abilities, which can be helpful if we get her in an opening hand. Let's see. Court of Embereth, you become the Monarch. Upkeep, you create a 3/1 red knight. Then if you are the Monarch, each opponent will take X damage equal to the number of creatures you control. I mean, just creating the Monarch is good. You become a target, but then you also create tokens, and then if you're still the Monarch, you deal damage. That's not bad. We'll hang on to you for now. Mirror Style Master. When it attacks, for each attacking modified creature you control, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature. Exile them at the end of combat. We got equipment. This is what this thing's about. It is expensive. We'll put that as a maybe. Haste. 3/3/1 gains haste. Exile top card of your library. You may play until your next end step. I mean, that's a little bit better. That's risking 1 card instead of 6 cards. And you're getting a big buff and hasting a creature if you need to swing in with something and hit. So we'll say yeah on haste. Also, it is cloud, so I probably have to include it just for that thematic purpose. The Magmatic Force. I've got this one in here because at the beginning of each upkeep, it deals 3 damage to any target. So that's your upkeep and then 3 opponents' upkeep. So in 1 turn, you could essentially do 12 damage to a player. This would probably go better in maybe like a blue-red deck where you have multiple upkeep triggers, so you can do multiple things in a turn. And it's real expensive. I'm going to say no. Unexpected Windfall. Discard a card to draw 2 cards and create 2 treasure tokens. That's good. And Overload, or Vandal Blast. Destroy target artifact you don't control, or overload it to destroy all artifacts you don't control. I think that's great. Power Balance we'll keep. It's also a decent board one. Sudden Demise. Choose a color. So you can choose blue, green, or black. And then Sudden Demise deals X damage to each creature of the chosen color. So that's another potential board wipe for everybody but you. So that's actually pretty good. And it's lower mana cost, so we can... No, is it is there? We don't get to pay the extra into that because it's for free. Cast it without paying its mana cost, right? So that'd be a one-time thing. No cipher extras. Mass Hysteria. We already got other things, so that's a no. Plus, it gives all creatures haste, not just yours. Impact Tremors. We're not going to be summoning a lot of small creatures and tokens and stuff to deal 1 damage to each opponent, and you'd usually want to tie this in with someone like Kirsten Garn or Nekuzar or Niv Mizzet or something like that, where you're dealing additional damage for things, or you're dealing, or Torbar, where you deals +2, or Cortez, where you're dealing his damage instead of this one. So that's a better combo for a thing. That's a no. Let's see. Triple Triad, 3 mana and 3 red. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own, exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than the card that you cast without paying their mana costs. So if you get a big one, then it works great. If you get a little one, not as much, but you're still exiling other people's cards, which could be good. I think we'll keep it. Fiery Confluence. Choose 3 of them, and you can choose one mode more than each. Destroy target artifact, 2 damage to each opponent, or 1 damage to each creature. Potentially dealing 6 damage to each opponent, or 3 artifacts, or 3 damage to each creature. And it's a board wipe. If you tie that in with Screaming Nemesis, you can hit Screaming Nemesis twice, hitting 2 people. That's actually not bad. We'll put that in a maybe, and we'll put that next to Nemesis because that works decent with him. We'll see. All right, Unholy Heat. 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. It's 1 mana cost. Delirium, which I think is, it says right there, 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So we're going to have creatures, we're going to have artifacts, some instants and sorceries. Delirium might be a little hard to get with this one. We'll see. But dealing 6 damage to something instead of 2 is pretty good for a 1 mana. That's situational. We'll see. We'll put that as a maybe. Heartfire Hero. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability you control for the first time, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. I think that's great because ability you control, equipments have their ability counts as something for that. So that would work great for her. And she's cheap. We'll do that. Trample. Whenever a samurai or warrior whenever you control attacks alone, you may cast a target artifact from your graveyard this turn. That could be good if they just blow up some of our artifacts. And we do have a lot of warriors. We don't have a lot of samurais. We do have a lot of warriors. I'll put that in the maybe. Okay. So maybe up here. We're going to put our no's way over here. And we're going to put our yeses over here. Already, we have more cards than we need. Oh, and we haven't even hit the whites yet. Oh, boy. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic lets you look for an equipment. And then you can pay 2 to put it from your hand onto the battlefield. That's really good. It's cheaper than a lot of other stuff. Sigarda's Aid. Or an equipment to have flash, and when it enters, it attaches for free. That's also really good. We have another Nahiri, also creates a token and attaches equipment. You may put an equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Okay, that's a free equipment put as well. I think we'll keep that one. Deafening Clarion, 3 damage to each creature or creature you control gain lifelink. And we are lifelinkers, so that should have been with our multicolored. We'll just put that with the multicolored. Segovian Angel, 1/1 Flying Vigi. It's cheap. Danitha, when she enters, put an aura equipment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to her. That's great. Brunor, each creature you control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. And then you can pay 0, then its equip cost for the first equip ability you activate each turn. So that's also really good. Let's see. Jor Kadeen the Prevailer. Anya the Merciless. Oh, I know why the these are the ones I pulled from a deck, so that's why they're not with the other stuff. Cleric class. If you gain life, you gain that much life +1. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on creature you control. That's a good one. And then when this becomes level 3, return creature from graveyard, and then you gain life equal to the toughness. Okay, yeah, no, that's great. Life gain. First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink, good. And then Aura and Equipment are 1 cheaper to cast. We like that. Johnny's Welcome, Cathar's Crusade, Sun Titan, Fiend Slayer, Healer's Hawk, that's where we got, and Soul Warden. Well, we definitely want to do Healer's Hawk and Soul Warden, because those are cheap life stuff. Johnny's Welcome's good. Danitha's good. Other Danitha's good. Bruner's good. Sun Titan, Fiend Slayer. I've got Lifelink and Recursion. And we'll definitely do Nahiri, Sigarda's, and Stoneforge. So we'll put all those there. As for these ones, I'm probably going to say no on Jor, Anya, and Segovian, even though I love Segovian. We'll say no on that. Cleric class, I think, should also be, yeah. Cathar's Crusade, when a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It's really good. I think we'll say yes on that as well. Okay, we got more whites. Hang on. Now, originally when I was building this, I snagged all of the, maybe thinking maybe get a white-red Boros Final Fantasy deck. But then as I started expanding outwards, I grabbed other things because they might fit as well or better. So Sarah's Wings, or on Sarah's Wings, legendary +1/+1 flying, vigilance, and lifelink. I like lifelink. Mirren Crusader, double strike, protection from black and green. Solid choice. Evra, lifelink 4/4. You can pay 4 mana and have your life total exchange with Evra's power. So if you have a high life, you swap it with her. She becomes, a 44, and your life total becomes 4. But if you do this on the next turn, then you can swing and gain 40 life again. So that's not dealing a bunch of, so forcing somebody to block, or we have some non-blocking stuff. So that's not bad. Congregate, gain life. Bond of Discipline, tap creatures, gain lifelink. Arrest, Johnny's Pridemate, Johnny's Mantra, Hollow, Day of Judgment. Pure Steel Paladin will work. If you have 3 or more artifacts, equip cost is 0. Lapse of Certainty, Chant of vtuber. So you can, it's 8 mana, but you can either convoke for the colored or not, and prevent all damage that would be dealt by creatures this turn. Gain 1 life for each damage prevented this way. Soulmender, tap for life. Take up the shield. Shattered Angel. Mana Tithe. Angel of the Ruins. Squall Leonhart. That's actually Danitha, so we might swap those ones out. White Mage's Staff. Battle menu. You're Not Alone. Albert Steiner. Joust Through. Memories of Nibelheim. Summon Knights of Round. Restoration Magic. White Orosite. Dancer's Chakrams. Minwu White Mage. Elena Recruit. Ambrosia White Heart. Sid Free Flyer. Pilot Rosa Resolute White Mage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. It gains lifelink until end of turn. Didn't draw her. I had to specifically go out and buy her. Cloud's Limit Break. Protection Magic. Moogle's Valor. Phoenix Down. Minwu Rebellion Strategist, or Mangara the Diplomat. Weapons Vendor. Oop. Ultimate Magic Holy. Gata Unluzu. Fancred Waters. Chocobo Knights. Blazing Archon. Vanquish the Horde. Dismantling Wave. Anafenza Unyielding Lineage. Salvation Colossus. Basri Ket. Elspeth Resplendent. Linden the Steadfast Queen. Karmic Justice. Celestial Force. Exercise. Requisition Raid. Jasmine Seer. Angel of Glory's Rise. Shrike Force. Destroy Evil. Survival Cache. Lumen Class Frigate. Patrolling Peacemaker. The Ceremia, or Seriema. Halia, Guided by Light, and Battle at the Hell Vault. I still have more. Oy. Alright. Norn's Annex. Valkyrie's Call. Orification. Sun Titan. We already have a Sun Titan. We have a second Sun Titan. Darksteel Mutation. Dazzling Theater and Prop Room. Gift of Immortality. Forge Anew. Caduceus Staff of Hermes. Open the Armory. Glory. Valor. Windborn Muse. Ghostly Prison. Wall of Reverence. Angelic Accord. Authority of the Consuls, Farewell, Holy Day, Invoke the Divine, Riot Control, Esper Sentinel, Ocelot Pride, Talia, Herrick, Cathar, Selfless Squire, Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite, Swords to Plowshare, Myrel, Shield of Argive, Brave the Sands, Secret Rendezvous, Summon Ixion, Dion Bahamut's Dominant, Aerith Gainsborough, Buster Sword, Excalibur 2. Those are equipments. Those should have been in. Yeah, we'll move those over to the equipment section because those are obvious. Includes. Zac Fair. The Wind Crystal, of course. Venat, Luminous Broodmaw, Porum's Silence, and Cloud Midgar Mercenary. I did have a foil one, but I ended up selling that one because I needed some money. All right, let's start reviewing. Let's go here. Oh boy. All right, Jasmine Seer. Reveal any number of cards in hand. You gain 2 life for each card revealed this way. That's not bad. That's a maybe. Blazing Archon, 9 mana, but creatures just can't attack you. It's pretty good. It's a big bomb. Put that as a maybe. Wind Crystal, yes. Riot Control. You gain 1 life for each creature your opponents control, and then prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Like that. Battle menu. Create a 2/2 white creature. Target creature gets +0/+4. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. You gain 4 life. That's a maybe. I mean, the gain life is good, but Angel of the Ruins, exile stuff, 5/7 flying. That's good. And Windborn Muse. They can't attack you unless they pay 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. We already got Norn, possibly that, and Ghostly Prison, which I think are better. So we'll play a no to you. All right, we'll put Squall in the yes, and we'll swap out Danitha. White Mage's Staff. Creates a hero, and then it gets +1/+1, and when it attacks, you gain 1 life. Gaining 1 life. It is life gain, so it will trigger some of the life stuff. And with Soul Warden, it'll create a token, which will have a creature, which will enter, which will gain you life again. We'll put that as maybe. Invoke the Divine, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You gain 4 life. That's a yes. When you attack, creatures you control with counters on them gain double strike. That's Zac. Counter there. Counter there. I think Johnny's Primate gets counter. And it just says counters, so Broodmaw gives counters. The Elspeth gives counters. Yeah, that's a maybe. That's a maybe. All right. Ixion. Exile something until this leaves. Put 2 counters on creatures you control, then gain 2 life. Put a counter on up to 2 creatures, and gain 2 life. So you could potentially get some. Yeah, we'll put that as a maybe. If I end up doing enough counters, we'll swap in those things. Darksteel Mutation. We want this because it basically shuts down anything. A creature. We want to shut down a creature. Battle at Hell Vault. For each player, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until this leaves. And then on the 3, you create an Avacyn, 8/8, Flying, Vigilance, and Indestructible Angel creature token. For each player. Oh, even ourselves. So if we had some ETBs, each player. Ah, that targets ourselves. Yeah, that could be good. That could be rough. We'll say no. We'll say, or maybe. Exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. So artifact, enchantment, removal, and then a creature with power 4 or greater removal. Yeah, we could use the removal. Wait, did I put that one? Did I do the wrong one? I feel like I put that in the wrong. I did. I put that in the maybe. What am I doing? Evoke needs to go in the yes. Phoenix down. Exile it and return a mana 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, or exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. That's a cheap recursion. And arrest can't attack, block, or activate abilities can't be activated. We'll say yeah. We'll want to shut down some people a bit. Zach, yes. Esper Sentinel, yes. Valor. If this is in your graveyard and control planes, creatures you control have first strike. First strike's good. You have this in anger. You have haste and first strike. We'll put that as a maybe. Requisition Raid. Destroy target artifact, destroy enchantment, and put a +1 counter on each creature. Yeah, we'll do that one. That's good. Vanquish the Horde. 1 less to cast for each. If we got Blasphemous Act, which does damage, and then this. So it's either 1 red or it's 2 white. For 13 damage or for destroy all creatures. Vanquish the Horde's actually pretty good. Because if you have really tough creatures that have high power, high toughness, and you just... There's not a lot that they would have over 13. That doesn't happen very often. Maybe. That's a maybe. Sid. Equipment and vehicles are 1 cheaper to cast. During your turn, he has flying. And then you can return an equipment or vehicle from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, Sid's good. Lifelink and +1/+1 for each equipment you control. Yeah, go with that. Pure Steel Paladin. When it enters, when an equipment enters, draw a card. And if you have Metalcraft 3 or more artifacts, equip cost is 0. Yeah. Holy Day, prevent all damage, combat damage that we've dealt this turn. That's good survival stuff. Weapons Vendor. When it enters, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control equipment, you can pay 1. When you do attach the equipment you control to the target creature you control. That's a maybe. Because if I got Pure Steel, I won't need that because it's cheaper. You're not alone. Target creature gets +2/+2. If you control 3 or more creatures, you get +4/+4. I mean, that's a good save buff thing, but we're not worried about that as much. So I'm going to say no. Shattered Angel. Whenever land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may gain 3 life. I think this one gained with Angelic Accord. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 4 or more life, create a 4/4 angel 2 creatures. So if we have this one, which gains us 3, we need 4. If we also have that out, then that's 6 life we gained. Potentially gaining something on every person's turn if they play a land. We get it. 3 4/4 white angels. That could be really good. We'll put that in the maybe. All right. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Creatures you control gain lifelink. That's good. That's 5 mana. So that's an expensive one. Secret Rendezvous. You and target opponent each draw 3 cards. I've got the Cloud and the Yuffie here. I've got the Cloud and the Barret in my reserves. And then I've got the Cloud and the Tifa in the deck. So we got 3 of the 4? Creatures you cast have Convoke. That's better for token stuff. And untap each creature you control during each other player's untap step. That's actually pretty good. Well, if you get both of them, yeah. So you Convoke it, and then they untap. Okay, yeah, that's a maybe for sure. Halia, Guided by Light. Whenever Halia or another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain a life. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you gained 3 or more life this turn. Yeah. Celestial Force. So this is the one working that. I think that will also be a maybe, because if we tie that around, it might work real well. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 Moogle with lifelink, and then they gain indestructible. Yeah. Lifelink Moogles with indestructibility for a turn. It's 5 mana, but we might be able to make it work. All right. Oh, stop it. Okay. Vanat, Heart of Hydaelyn. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This triggers only once each turn. Then you exile it, and it comes back as an indestructible. At the beginning of combat, put a +1 counter on another target creature control. On your next turn, it gains indestructible. If that creature's legendary, draw a card. This is pretty good because these do have a lot of legendaries. So we'll say yeah. I'm going to set another attack because it's getting kind of big. Ocelot Pride, first strike lifelink. Has the city's blessings. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life, create a 1/1 cat. Then if you have the city's blessing, for each token you control that entered this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. Ooh, this would work real well with Firion, because we make a copy of the equipment, and then if we gain life, we copy that equipment because it's a token, and then that one stays and the other one gets exiled. That's actually pretty good. Glory. Choose a color. Creatures you control gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Activate only if Glory is in your graveyard. That could be really good. We'll put that in the maybe. Angel of Glory's Rise. Enters battlefield, exile zombies, then return all human cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. I have a lot of humans. So that's a maybe as well. Day of Judgment. Destroy all creatures. Fancy art. We may keep the other one because we might be able to get that down to be cheaper. Yeah, so I only need that. Well, maybe we'll look at it. Dismantling Wave. You can either pay 3, and then each opponent you can destroy 1 artifact or 1 enchantment, or I can pay 8. And when you pay 8 to discard it to draw a card, and then when you do that, you destroy all artifacts and enchantments. So if they destroy yours and you want to psych them back, well, we already have Vandal Blast for artifacts, but we don't have a lot of enchantment removal. On a board wipe, we got an individual one. I'll say no. Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, return something to your hand, and when a land enters, it gets 1/0. I mean, bouncing something back to our hand's not bad, but I don't have a lot of ETB stuff, so I think we'll say maybe. Joust Through deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, and you gain a life. That's 1 mana for 1 life gain and a possible destroy of a creature. Maybe. Farewell. Exile artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or graveyards. I think that one we'll keep as opposed to the destroy. Whenever one or more creatures, whenever an opponent attacks with 2 or more of those creatures and they are attacking you and or planeswalkers you control, you draw a card. And whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you draw a card. And it's lifelink. Minwu, that's a maybe. Memories of Nibelheim. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human creature token. Yeah. Take up shield, +1/+1 counter, gains lifelink and indestructible. That's great. Okay. Brave the Sands. Creature you control have Vigi and block an additional creature each combat. Yep. Gift of Immortality. Enchant a creature. When it dies, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control, and then return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step. So you could potentially keep a creature on the board forever. Orification. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, put a gold counter on it. Each creature with a gold counter on it is a wall in addition to its other creature types and has defender, meaning it can't attack. And then when this leaves, remove all gold counters from all creatures. That's good as well, because that's a good deterrent. We might do something like this instead of, because yeah, the creature could attack, but then it shuts them down. And enchantment's harder to remove than creature. And then their creature just can't attack again unless they go for like they're going to kill you. That might be a good deterrent. The Seriema. When enter, search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put in your hand, shuffle. And then at 7 charges, other tapped legendary creatures you control have indestructible. It's a legendary tutor. That could be good. We'll put that as a maybe. Karmic Justice. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy a target permanent that opponent controls. Unless they destroy this one, then it's one-time use. I'm going to say no. Protection Magic. Put a shield counter on each up to 3 target creatures. Yes. Congregate. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. That could be really good. Yeah, from some of the stuff here we're throwing here, Aetherflux Reservoir might work well. All right. Boy, we got a lot of yeses. When she enters, return a non-assassin historic card from your graveyard to your hand. So non-assassin historic would be non-assassin creature, artifact, and or enchantment, I guess. And then whenever you cast a historic spell, put a +1/+1 counter on her. Oh, that's a maybe. Hollow, prevent all damage. Target spell would deal this turn. You gain life equal to the damage prevented. So that would be if someone had a Chandra's Ignition, something like that. That deals damage. Or does it? Or does it have creature deal damage? Or this card deals damage equal to the creature? I'd have to double check. That may work. It protects you and everybody else. And it's cheap. It's 1 mana. Or Electric Dominance or something. I've seen a couple people pop out some spells that deal damage, so we'll put that in the maybe. Luminous Broodmoth. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its control with a flying counter on it. I'm going to say yes. Because we got some potential counter stuff here, and they also get some recursion. Thalia, Heretic Cathar. First strike, creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. So they don't like that, but we like that. Open the armory. Search your library for an equipment card. Yeah, we can check out our tutors here in a bit. Flying, Double Strike, and Vigilance. It's a pretty good, cheap little guy. 3 mana for some recursion. Sure. Anafenza. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, she endures 2. What is endure? I gotta look that up. Hang on. Do. MTG. Endure. How does it work? Endure is a keyword rule text. Put number +1/+1 counters on this creature or create number white spirit creature token. You choose whether you're placing the counters on or creating the token as the ability resolves. Okay, so we either buff it or make the board bigger. Whenever something besides her dies. You control dies. Okay. Yeah, that's a maybe. All right. Aerith, for sure. Lifelink, gaining counters, and then when she dies, you move them to a legendary creature. It's great. Authority of the Consoles. Whenever your opponent's creatures your opponents control enter tapped, and whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you gain a life. Ultima Magic Holy. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. If the spell was cast from exile, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. That's also good. So the Foretell or the Ultimate are both 3, so that's great. Summon Knights of no, Knights of the Round Table, Knights of Round. 6 and 2 white. Create 3 2/2 white knight creature tokens for 4 rounds, and then on the 5th round, they all get +2/+2 and an indestructible counter. That is a for sure. Soul Mender, tap for life, 1 mana. I mean, with some of these things in there, certain combos could work well with that. I may have to just do that for another deck, honestly. Angel Accord with that, and hopefully get them all out. Beginning of each end step, gain 4 more life, create a 4/4 Angel. We're definitely planning on gaining life, at least on your turn, so there's that. That's a maybe. Gata and Luzu. Flash, choose target creature you control if damage would be dealt to that creature. Prevent that damage, and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. Yeah, we can do that there. Restoration Magic. 1 mana, target permanent, gains hexproof and indestructible, an extra mana. Target permanent, hexproof, indestructible, and 3 life, and then 5 mana for permanents you control, and then you gain 6 life. So yes. And then Chant of Vtuber. That's a maybe. Okay, we're almost done. All right. Silence, stopping them from playing. That's cool. Selfless Squire. It's similar to Luzu, so we'll put you there. Caduceus. Equipped creature has lifelink. As long as you have 30 or more life, it has +5/+5 and indestructible, and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. That's a for sure. Destroy evil. Destroy enchantment or target creature with toughness 4 or greater. That's maybe. We got some exile stuff we can use instead. Salvation Colossus. Flying, vigilance, and trample. Whenever you attack, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain indestructible until end of turn. We don't need to worry about the Unearth pay 8 energy. We're not going to worry about that. But it's a 9/9 for 8 with flying, vigilance, and trample, and buffs everything. I think that's a good bomb for sure. Minwu, Vigilance and Lifelink. When you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each cleric you control. Johnny's Mantra. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may gain 1 life. Let's see. Evra. Yeah, that's maybe. Myrel. During your turn, opponents can't cast spells, activate abilities, artifacts, enchantments, or creatures. And then whenever she attacks, you create X/1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. We have more warriors than we do soldiers, so she would only really be doing anything for herself. That's maybe. Forge anew. Yep, that's a good bunch of equipment stuff. Enters, return equipment from graveyard to battlefield. You can equip abilities anytime you can cast an instant, and you can pay 0 for the first equip during each of your turns. Valkyrie's Call. Whenever a non-token, non-angel creature you control dies, return that card to the battlefield under its control with a +1/+1 counter on it. It has flying and is an angel initiative. So this works with Brood Mother. Both of them would be good if you can get one or the other out. We'll say yes for now, because I should only have one. This one might be better. Patrolling Peacemaker. This creature enters with 2 counters on it, and then when an opponent commits a crime, you proliferate. The proliferate will be great, especially if we get some indestructible counters on stuff. Linden, the Steadfast Queen. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Yeah, that could stack real fast. Cloud's Limit Break. Destroy tapped creature. Pay an extra. Destroy any number of tapped creatures with different controllers. And then 5... No, that's 6 mana to destroy all tapped creatures. Okay. Those ones got to be in there because, you know, it's a Cloud deck. Swords of Plowshare. Exile target creature that gains power. Life equal to power. Norn's Annex. They either have to pay a white or 2 life for each creature that attacks you. That's maybe because we might do something else. Lumen class frigate. Other creatures you control got +1/+1, and then it has flying and lifelink. I mean, the quick +1/+1 is pretty good because it's only 2, but then you need to get to 12 to make it a creature. And it's an artifact. It's a, you know, we'll put that one in. It's cheap enough. Elspeth Resplendent. So you +1 to put a +1 counter on something and a counter of flying, first strike, lifelink, or vigilance. So we can give lifelink to stuff that doesn't have it. I like that. Definitely Rosa and maybe Mirren Crusader. I mean, he's a solid pick, but we want to prioritize the theme of things first. You know what? We'll do this last because, come on. There we go. Dion. During your turn, him and other knights you control have flying. And when he enters, you create a knight. You can pay 6 to swap him to where he puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and they gain flying. And then on the third one, destroy target permanent, and then you flip him. That could be really good. You know what? We'll throw that in there. Why not? Wall of Reverence, Defender Flying. At the beginning of your end step, if you may gain life equal to the power of target creature you control. So that's some free life. Thancred. Flash, when he enters, another target legendary permanent you control gains indestructible, so you can do it on a artifact or enchantment. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, he gains indestructible until end of turn. Yeah, sure. When enters, exile non-land permanent opponent controls until this leaves. Taps for mana. Yeah, we can do that. Mana Tithe, counter target spell unless they pay 1, or Lapse of Certainty, pay 3, counter spell. And if it's countered this way, put it on top of the owner's library instead of the graveyard. So it's a delay. We'll put those as maybes, because those are like some of the only counter spells white has. Oh, gotta stretch. I've been sitting here for so long. Oh, alrighty. Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite. Vigilance. Creatures you control get +2/+2. Creatures you don't control get -2/-2. That's a big bomb. We'll put that in there for now. Ghostly Prison. 2 mana to attack you. Survival Cache. You gain 2 life. Then if you have more life than an opponent, you draw a card. And then it has rebound, so you get to cast it again. That's maybe. Basri Ket. +1/+1 counter on a target creature. Indestructible end of turn. -2 whenever one or more target non-token creatures attack this turn. Create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Or -6, you get an emblem at the beginning of combat on your turn. Create a soldier and a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. If we can get him to his ult, that'd be great. We're going to put him as a maybe. Dancer's Chakram. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has lifelink. And then your commanders get +2/+2 and have lifelink. I think that one's great. I think that one's good because it fits with everything that we're needing for. And especially if Cloud's equipped with something, he has double strike, lifelink, and indestructible. So that's what we want. Johnny's Pride Maid, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. That's very similar to Aerith, so we'll put that in there. And our second Cloud. Search for an equipment, put in your hand, shuffle, and if he's equipped, if an ability cloud and equipment attached to it triggers an additional time. So we got a couple things that will get a secondary buff there. Okay. So we'll move our nose way over here. Keep our maybes up there, and we'll move our yeses. We have a lot of yeses, so we got a lot of. Come on. Okay. We're going to have to put something without a sleeve on the bottom. Yeah. Alrighty. So this is how much. That's a lot of. It's a lot of white that we have to go through. And here's our red comparatively. So yeah. And then our dual colored, which I think is even less than this. Yeah, just barely. Okay. So now here's the part where we go through the same type. I think we should start with creatures. So we'll do that. We'll start with creatures. So yeah, this is my thought process, and this is This is what I do. It's very time consuming. It's very time consuming for sure. All right, Vinette, 3 mana. Cloud, 2 mana. Ocelot Pride, 2 mana. Let's scoot over just a little bit, because I think I'm going to need more room for stuff. All right, equipment, set you to the side. Enchantment, 7 mana creature. Artifact, 5 mana creature. 3, 4, 5, 4 Wall of Reverence, 4 Dion, 4 Rosa, Planeswalker, Artifact, Spell, we'll put our instance over here, 3 mana, 3 mana, Enchantment, 5 mana, 8, we'll just put this 7, 8, and 9s all together, Artifact, 4 creature, instant, 3 creature. So let's double check here. They both have flash. Prevent all damage that's dealt to you. Prevent all damage if damage would be dealt to that creature this turn. So this is if they're attacking you. This is they're attacking a creature. They both have flash. They both pump them over. This is 1 mana cheaper than that one. So we got to, I think Self-Esquire is better because it also will include, it says all damage to me. So if there's non-combat damage stuff that's going through, I think that would be good. And it also works doubling O's for the creature. This is just for creatures, so I think we'll say no to Gata and Luzu. Okay. Enchantment. Oh, it's an enchantment creature. Okay, so that's 8. Instant enchantment. Aerith. Flying, double strike, lifelink, vigilance. But we give it lifelink, flying, buff it. There's a lot of things that could come in here. Yeah. Sorcery. Thalia. Oh, we got 2 Thalias. We'll set her aside for a second. Broodmoth. So that is a creature that gives recursion with flying. Instant. Enchantment. Instant. Ocelot Pride. We'll scoot Cloud over here for now. So one of the things I've never really paid too much attention to, but you might want to pay on this. So he's a 5 mana cost creature, and you want to make sure that there's very little 5 mana cost stuff, so it doesn't conflate with him, is one thing that some people do because they want to make sure they cast him more often or whatnot, but instant. Something to just keep in mind. Halia. Sorcery, instant. Pure Still. Steiner. Sid. Instant sorcery. Esper. Zach. Okay. Enchantment. Artifact. Instant sorcery. Enchantment. We also have Danica, so we'll put her over there as well. Angel of Ruins. Instant. Wind Crystal. On Sarah's Wings. Cathar's Cleric. Stoneforge Mystic. Scar's Aid. Another Planeswalker. Sun Titan. Fiend Slayer. Bruner. Danitha. Soul Warden. Okay, so we have this Danitha and we have Squall Danitha. We probably want to do the Squall Danitha because it's Final Fantasy. That's more thematic, and I think we'll do that. Johnny's Welcome enchantment and Healer's Hawk. Okay. That's set of creatures 1. And we got it's a sorcery. 3 mana. So it's a sorcery. Artifact. Sorcery. Creature. Since creature. I put those in the wrong spot. Okay. And enchantment, sorcery, enchantment, sorcery, instant, enchantment, creature, artifact, instant sorcery. Got a lot of 3s, which is good. These are cheap. A lot of instants and sorceries. And artifact. Okay, I think I put it in the wrong place. I did. Look at that. Okay. Oh boy. All right, creatures are done. Let's see how many creatures we've got. Oh, I guess I only have 1 Thalia. I thought I had 2. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Half the deck so far is creatures. We got to cut that down by 25 to 30 is what I'd say. Okay. Because we want to have about 23 of each. I like to build things across evenly, so 23 creatures, 23 instants and sorceries, 23 artifacts and enchantments, and then that'll leave you with like 30 to 33 lands. And some of those artifacts are also going to include mana stuff. So yeah, let's see what we got here. These were the no's, or these the yes, or these that come back to them laters? Oh, these are, oh yeah, we still have to go through all of that. Okay. Okay. All right, well, let's start with the big stuff. She's great because she removes stuff. If we keep some of the instants and sorceries to remove stuff, then we won't have her. I think keeping knights is good because it fits for the theme. It's Final Fantasy. And then we got Elish and Angel of Ruins. So we got buff and potential board wipe for weak creatures. Big swinger, flying, vigilance, good evasion. Yeah. I think we'll keep him for sure, and we'll set these guys aside for now, and we'll put these back in the maybes. Sun Titan's great because we have a lot of 3 mana or less creatures. As far as artifacts and enchantments, let's take a quick look. 3, 1, 3, 3. Yeah. I think Sun Titan's a good, solid choice there. All right, we got it. She fits for the equipment section and lifelink, so she's doubling up on equipment and lifelink, so she's a good one. This is lifelink and vigilance, and then puts counters on clerics. So let's see how many clerics I have. I know I've got 2. So we got you and Aerith for sure. Incarnation, Angel, Artificer, Warrior, Insect, Soldier. Rosa's a cleric. Okay. There's that. Knight, soldier, soldier, warrior, fox, wizard, soldier, fairy, knight, knight, soldier, knight, cleric, noble, wizard. So far not looking good. Bird, cleric. Okay, so we have cat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clerics. All of them being out there to get buffed is not likely. It is a 5 mana cost, expensive, so I think we'll drop Minwu. Or put it back into, or put it into maybes. We'll see. All right, so we've got that, which gives haste. I think having 2 hastes is fine, and we have Authority of the Consuls, which has them tapped. I think some of those little triangular things will be fine, so I think we'll keep it in there for now. And then giving stuff indestructible, and then himself indestructible. We got some other indestructible stuff, so I think we'll have to step aside. Yeah, we'll set you over in the news. All right. Rosa stays for sure. Rosa's awesome. Anger, I think we'll have stay. Because even if it gets destroyed, we'll get haste again. I think that will be our haste options. Dealing damage to something in life, gaining, we'll keep that around for now. Casting something from the graveyard. Well, artifacts from the graveyard. And then he gets buffed depending upon the biggest artifact you've got. That's maybe. Buffing artifact stuff and then a free artifact thing. That's good. Luminous is a maybe. We'll have to see about the other one that does the same thing. That's an enchantment. It's easier. Selfless will stay because that will give you protection. Dion. He gives buffs to things. And that's about it. And then he gets 1 destroy something. I want to put him in here, but he's not feeling right for it, so we'll put him back in the maybes. And then begin end step, gain life equal to the power of something. That's great. Aerith for sure. Lifelink and equipment. That's a good one. Oh, creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter tapped. We got Authority of Consuls. We got you, and we got you. So we do have some overlaps. We might not need... Actually, we might not need Urbrask because we've got her. And Anger. So you know what? We'll actually swap that out. We'll keep her because she also is cheaper, and cheaper cost is good. Because we can also recur her back with stuff. So Urbrask, sorry dude. Furion, he does weapon stuff. He stays. Mabel. She creates a really good equipment, but she's taking up space. We'll put her in the maybe. Mog, lifelink, and make stuff. So, Zerda. We already got some other reducers for stuff, but tapping it and paying a mana just so a creature can't block this turn, that could help you get through something real well that you need to. I wonder. That's a maybe. Joshua, card draw, some slight damage, and then 1 mana value 6 or less. We could get a couple small ones if there's like a board wipe. I guess that's fine. Well, I guess we'll keep him for now. Lightning, first strike, trample, lifelink. She's got that, and then deals double damage, making someone a target. This is a great equipment thing. I think with some other recursion, we'll pop this one out. Because it would also require us having other creatures to attack in order to get the benefit and the card draw, which may not be possible. So, yeah, we'll set that one aside. Fiend Slayer. Protection can't be targeted by black and red spells. Opponent's control. First strike and lifelink. That's a solid creature, and I like putting these ones in my deck, but I think I'm going to say no. Halia is definitely going to stick around. That's life gain for creatures and artifacts. I think we're going to have to say no to the Shrike. I'm going to keep him in there for the Proliferate. I have no other Proliferate, and that's a good Proliferate. So no on the Burb. And now we got to decide on what we're doing here. So I think this one's great because when I cast a legendary, I draw. And then when we flip her, she's indestructible. She buffs stuff, gives them indestructible, and if it's a legendary, I draw another card. So I think we're going to keep her in. And now we need to decide if we're going to keep this one. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, gain a life. Got a lot of white creatures. Sure. We'll put that in there for now. We'll see how things adjust. Free equipment attachment. Yeah, I'm all right with that. I can work with that. This deals damage to stuff and gains life when they enter. When historic permanents enter. Oh, it deals damage and you gain life. Life gain, equipment recursion. Actually, with Sid, oh, I did take Edgar out. Okay. Lifelink and buff for equipments. Yeah, so we'll definitely put Pure Steel and Steiner in there. All right. And then we got these guys here. Cloud stays for sure. So it's cheaper equipment and recursion. I actually, I kind of like all of these. Search, put something out for cheaper. Yeah, we'll do all those. Okay. And I think we also might keep all the ones because the ones were looking pretty good. Esper Sentinel, Zac. Well, we might take out Zac because yeah, target creature you control gains indestructible and put his counters on the creature and any equipment and an equipment attached to Zac to that creature. So if I get him out, throw him out stuff, and he ends up dying, I could put something on this. Yeah, he's a stopgap. I'll keep you alive there. Ocelot Pride, Soul Warden for sure. And we do need some red, so I think we'll keep Freya and that, and the Healer's Hawk is also real awesome. All right, let's see what we are now left with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. We got rid of 14. Crap. Oh, man. We got to get rid of more. I don't want to try and keep this under 2 hours, and I got 20 minutes. Gonna have to make some sacrifices. I think we'll sack Linden. So that's 15 stuff down. Keep the proliferates. Card draw, life gain buff. How many? We got Stoneforge Surge, which looks for stuff, but he looks for stuff and then becomes that, but she also puts them out for cheaper. Because she can throw equipment out for 2, and some of the, let's look at the equipment stuff that we have. How much we got? 2, 1, 5, 12. That's Excalibur, which will cost cheaper for historic anyway. So we won't worry about Excalibur. Genji at 5. 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. They're all 3s, so it would be 1 mana cheaper. We'll leave Kellen in, but we'll take out Stoneforge. I think that works. Okay. Yes, yes, and yeah. We might have to remove. Well, no, we got rid of Urbras to keep Thalia. That's right. And Aerith. Okay, I think our 3s are pretty solid. We might want to hang on to them. Quite honestly. Stop it. I need to see all of you. Okay, our 4s. What do we got for our 4s? That's a bunch of life gain. Roses for sure. I might have to take out Avengers. I do have some other free equip stuff. If we keep Pure Steel, then we won't need Bruner, because he's just the first, but then that's always. Yeah. And Firemane. Okay. I think Anger and Squire should stay. How much is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4-ish? 4 or 5? Low 30s. Stick with the 3s. What do we got on? That's a free equip. That's a free equip. Lifelink, and he's bigger for each equipment. Doubles equipment. Graveyard recursion. We'll probably get rid of our Boz. Just dealing 1 damage to each opponent and gaining 1 life. The 1 life is great, but the damage, I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough call. And then I like all of our 1s. Definitely have to keep Soul Warden, Oslet Pride. We might do without Freya? Well, if I need an extra mana for equipment, that could help. That's tough. And Heartfire here will get big and then blow up. If we can do that, that'd be great. I like everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 creatures, 31 if you include the commander. You know what? I'll spend a lot of time thinking about it, so we'll stick with that for now. We'll come back to it when we make our final decisions after we've assembled the deck. So I think that's good. Actually, let's take a quick look at the maybes. It says 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. Not the maybes that we just took out, but the maybes that we haven't looked at as of yet. Okay. Instants and sorceries. Creatures. Artifacts. Creature. Enchantment. Oh, yeah. I should have done this before I put all those away so I could actually look at what I was doing. It's probably good to separate anyway, you know? Okay, creatures. He's real big. Can't attack you. We might just do Ghostly Prison or something. Reveal cards, gain 2 life for each card. That's a bit much. 4 mana, yeah. We're going to have a lot of counters from the looks of things. So the Chocobo Knights, we might want to swap back in there. We can live without Ixion. We can live without First Strike. We already have some cheaper stuff. This one is still a little hesitant on it because land entering under our opponent's control and you gaining life is fantastic. Gaining life a bunch. Protection in the graveyard. I should take a quick look because that returning all humans. I got a lot of humans. Let's see. Mouse, rat, cat, human, 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 cat, human, 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 elder, human, Moogle, human, human, human. Yeah, we got a good amount of humans. So if I get board wiped and we want to bring some humans back. Yeah. All right, we'll put that in the maybe. That's a good bring back. No, I don't have any real ETB stuff. Don't need card draws as much. Well, whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. Drawing cards on someone else's turn is actually really good. So I think we'll put you back over there. We can live without that. Got a lot of historics. So she could get buffed. I put you there. Whenever something dies, she gets bigger. And then having them not be able to cast stuff on your turn is actually really good. We'll put that in as maybe. Okay. So we'll set our maybes back aside, and we'll revisit those possibly at a later date. All right. Let's put our other maybes back together. Okay. Oh, I have some maybe red. Oh, I got maybe red creatures and maybe multi. I forgot. I'm all over the place. We already have Sid to bring back artifacts, so no. That's an instant. Create a copy of equipped creature. That's too much. First strike and reach. Oh, that's an instant. Yeah, we're not worrying about those right now. Cypher. We'll keep Cypher as a maybe. Cast a spell, add mana. We'll keep you as a maybe. I'm not worried about Screaming Nemesis. You deal damage. We got Lightning. She's cheaper. And Haste. Yeah. I'll just put this away anyway, because we already got a couple hasty stuff as is. Okay, so we'll put these back on the maybes, and these as some no's. Yep, there we go. Okay. And now these maybes. Okay. Gaining control of something to gain lifelink is great. We can only use that once. We don't have anything to flip it. And then whenever they gain it back, I create a treasure. That's a no. So we can cast this. It enters, deal 3 damage, gain 3 life, and then we exile 5 cards from the graveyard, 4 mana to have it come back. And then whenever it attacks, it does that. It's 3 mana cost. So I do have some return 3 mana or less stuff. So with Sun Titan, I could bring this back and just hit someone for 3 and gain 3 when it enters. And if I attack in the same thing, I can do it twice. We'll put that as a maybe. That could actually work. Create a bunch of tokens. No combat stuff. Creature from the graveyard. We got some other recursion. That's a 2, though. Instant creatures. Right. We're gonna say. I think I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah, there's just not. They're good, but they're not for the theme of the deck. Is the thing. So we'll set you guys aside, and we'll put you back in over the maybes. Okay. Nice. So we got our maybe creatures. Got our maybe instants and sorceries. And then these are all instant sorceries, artifacts, enchantments. Okay. Come back to those. I told you it was going to be time consuming, didn't I? Didn't I? All right. Let's do enchantments now. I think I got less of those, so that's 4 mana, that's 2 mana, that's 6 mana, that's 1 mana. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3. 1. Oh, do I have some maybe? I'm gonna set these aside and be ready for them. And those creatures. Okay. So maybes. Sorry there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. 16. Let's try and knock out 5. Let's get down to 11. Keeping the triple triad could be a lot of fun, being able to cast other people's stuff. But it's expensive, and that's a big maybe, because it doesn't fit into what the deck does. These buff stuff, which is great. And this has recursion, so I think we'll stick with those for now. Card draw is good. We don't have a lot. I think we'll keep the court, but I think we'll get rid of Sarah's wings. Ghostly Prison's good. This searches, gives it instant, and once I get a free, so that could work. I think I'll keep the gift, and we'll put this into the maybe. Definitely keeping Brave, definitely keeping you, and definitely keeping you. Okay. Definitely keep life. Whenever it enters, it's free. Life and Cleric class is the only one that's kind of a maybe at this point. Because gaining an extra life is neat. Gaining life to buff something's neat. And we don't really need to worry about that. So that's 5 mana total. Get something up and running for that. Potentially already got stuff that buffs things, so I gain life more than having a creature enter. And that's just target, and that's everything. I think we'll set aside with the class, and we'll keep these on reserve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12's good enough. 12's good enough. Okay. Oop. Okay. And the maybes. All right. I got a lot of instants and sorceries, so let's do that now. Crap. The maybes are over here. Okay. I don't think there's anything. Getting an angel, exile and stuff's not great. 1 life at the beginning. If I had this out with Fountain of Renewal, maybe, because then I'm gaining 2 at the start, which in 2 separate instances, which will buff stuff. And then everything has Convoke, and everything untaps. Yeah, so I think we'll do that for now. Okay, and then these are the maybes. Got to remember. I'll set them there. So you can see them. All right. 3 mana. 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Scoot them over a little bit more. Forgot. I didn't think that these ones would get as high as they would on mana cost. Oh boy. Set 4 and 5 in the middle should be fine. Or 3 and 4 in the middle should be. These are 4s. What am I doing? Okay, this is a 4 and a 3, so we'll put a 3. So that's a better choice. Cheaper. Okay. Well, it's minimum 2. Okay. Right, 2, 2, 6. 4. Ugh. These are all 5s. Not paying attention for some reason. The number in pips are throwing me off, maybe. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. We need to get rid of 20 or so. Let's take a quick look over here. Your no, you have instance as well. You're all instance except for 1 artifact, which is there for some reason. We'll just set you out. You're done, yeah. And artifact, right? Artifact. Okay. Okay. Now, what's the point of our instants and sorceries? Keeping us alive, right? Because if our creatures are going to do equipment stuff and lifelink stuff, then our instants need to be about keeping us alive and destroying other people. So I think we should definitely keep Blasphemous Act and Farewell as some removals. We'll see about maybe swapping out Blasphemous Act for one of the other things here in a second. This protects us. This gives us lifelink. This goads everything, and this destroys everything. We only need 1 offensive and 1 defense at that level. I think the goading's really good, and the life gain and indestructible's good. We'll see about maybe swapping it out. Because I create a bunch, they all gain indestructible, or I tap all of the opponents and then I swing out everybody with lifelink. That's actually pretty good. Crap. I'm going to leave these here and see what we have floating up down here. So target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. That could be really good. If there's a bunch, someone's doing token stuff out, and we can get reservoir things. So that's potential. There are 2 or more instant sorceries that deals damage to each opponent equal to the power of the creature exiled. Their strongest power stuff for each opponent. Each opponent is actually really good. So I want to keep both of those out there. Discarding and drawing, and then gaining life. Because I think right now all we got is Secret Rendezvous and her, the Venat, that draws cards, more or less. And we need card draw for sure. So we definitely want to keep Unexpected Windfall. And then discarding your hand, drawing that many, I don't know. Yeah, we'll set that one aside. We'll say no on that. Okay. Definitely. Secret Rendezvous, Memories of Nibelheim, and Ultimate Magic Holy, I think are great. Card draw, removal, protection. What kind of removal is this? Destroy non-land permanent. Okay, so that's a non-land permanent. This is an exile. That's a 2. So we'll put that back over there. And this is destroy target artifact or enchantment and gain 4 life. Gaining 4 life is also really good. It's a trigger of that. Destroying something. Yeah. Okay. Gain a life and prevent all damage dealt to me this turn. For each creature your opponents control. Go really well with some triggers. Dealing 3 damage to each creature or gaining lifelink. If I get rid of this one but keep that one, that would give stuff lifelink and indestructible, so I think we'll do that. Creatures can't block this turn. We got a tap and life gain, so we'll get rid of that. I know keeping the cheaper would probably be better, but I do like the big stuff because they give multiple things. 3 damage to everything, but exile it, so it's a potential exile a lot of creatures. We'll definitely keep the Chaos Warp, but I think we'll get rid of the anger. Okay, I have not gotten rid of a lot. Exile something. You've got to be in there because you're the thing. How many creatures do I have already that search? For equipment. Cloud, that's 1. Two with Kellen. Just 2 tutors for equipment. On creatures, and then this is its own thing. And that's not even talking about planeswalkers and enchantments. We've got enchantments that do that with other stuff, so I think we'll set you aside. Protection magic. 3 target creatures, yeah. It's Final Fantasy. +1 counter, lifelink, and indestructible for a creature. I think we'll keep this one because this gives shield counters to multiple things. We don't get the lifelink, but we're removing stuff. And we can do multiple things with this. Counters on everything, destroy target artifact enchantment for 4 mana. So that's potentially real good. And we can get it back, I think. Destroy all blocking creatures. I think we'll set that aside. I think we should keep deflecting palm. That could be a good gotcha moment. You got to be in here. Sudden demise. I think suplex should stay. Board wipe, board wipe, board wipe. 3 board wipes is enough. We'll get rid of sudden demise. I think I'll keep Twinferno because I do want to copy a couple of... There are some things you'd want to copy, so I think we'll do that. Like we could copy Protection Magic. It's awesome. And put stuff on 6 things. We won't do you. We won't do... Target your... loses indestructible. That could be useful. But I think that's fine. So we'll get rid of these 4. Oh. That feels bad. Oh, it feels bad. Okay. Removal, protection, stack, protection, removal, removal, removal. I think I'll keep the 3 red removals because I don't have a lot of red. I need more red in this deck to really justify it. And then protection, protection. Your opponents can't cast spells this turn. It's not the same as a counter spell, but if there's a war going on, we can throw this in there and muck things up a bit. So yeah, we'll try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeesh. And these are also the maybes. Damage to itself. No. No. We're not gonna. We got plenty of that. We're not gonna do that. Reach and Delirium is gonna be hard. Yeah, we're gonna have to say no to these guys as well. Oh, sorry about the maybe pile here, friends. Okay, 29 is fine. I'll stay here forever if I keep doing it. We want to try and speed things along. When you find yourself stuck in a situation like this where you don't know what to do or what to get rid of, move on to the next section and come back to it later. Okay. So we've done creatures, we've done enchantments, we've done instants and sorceries. Now it's time for artifacts. Okay. Umawaz Jeet, Conformer Shuriken, Masterwork. Oh, that's a creeper. I've already done creatures. We'll set aside Iron Giant. Fountain of Renewal, Aetherflux Reservoir, Tarian Soul Cleaver, Cage Sun. We'll put the 0s on the 1s. Arcane Signet, Soul Ring, Dolmen Gate, Genji Glove, Excalibur, Wrecking Ball, Ruby, Pearl, Lightning, War and Peace, Sting, Fire and Ice, Bitterthorn, Hero's Heirloom, Frontier, Feast, Sinew, Shadow, Body, Hearth. Yeah, these are all 3s. Gilded Lotus, Mox Opal, Excalibur 2, and Buster Sword. So that's some. What about our others? Oh, right. Dang it, I did it again. Why do I keep doing this, man? Just causing myself problems. Okay. Wind Crystal. Fire Crystal. Um, if I've got the crystals, I don't need the medallions, I think. I think that'd be a good trade-off, actually. Um, Norns, Hexplate, Blade Hold, Phoenix Down, Hermes, Lumen, White, and Dancers. Okay, that's the artifacts. Sweet. Okay, cool. I think we're already keeping Ghostly Prison. Yeah, so we have one stacks there. Having Ghostly Prison, I don't necessarily need Norn's Annex as well, so we can already look at getting rid of that. Especially because we want to try and keep more equipment than not. Plus 10 in Vigilance. This cheaper cost Excalibur is great. We'll keep it. Oh, that's a 3. I thought that was a 5. Okay. We will also want to look at things 2 less for our commander. So double strike, indestructible, and equip are 2 less for him. Okay, there's that one. We also have our second or secret commander, which is Cloud, which is equipment triggers trigger twice. That's not. Let's double check how the wording is. So you search for it, and then as long as he's equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So we want equipment that triggers an additional time. That's some sort of time triggering additionalness. Okay. Ugh, it's taking so long. Gilded Lows for mana. I think we'll keep this and we'll keep this, right? So what we're going to get with Hexplate and Genji Glove is whenever a creature attacks, if it's the first combat, whenever a creature attacks, it's the first combat. So if he's on this, that'll trigger twice and trigger twice. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4 additional combats, potentially. And then extra mana, always good. So I think we're going to stick with that there. Extra mana is good. We might pull this one out, however, depending upon what the needs are looking like. So we'll keep Aether Flux because we look like we might be gaining a lot of life. Haste, life gain, removal, and mana. And then this is buffing the commander and giving him lifelink. So I think we'll keep all of those. I think we're going to get rid of some of the swords. So let's see here. We don't actually need this one because he would already have double strike. And we don't need to worry about other creatures having double strike as much, I guess. 2/2 red rebel. This might actually go better in maybe say a deck with Barrett. So we'll save that for Barrett. Lifelink, 30 or more life, 5/5. Yeah, that's fantastic. Kadusha is great. Buster Sword, obviously. Combat damage, draw a card. Then if you cast a spell from your hand, mana value less than the damage, you get to pay for free. And doing that, that'd be twice. So that's fantastic. So Sinew and Steel, destroy a planeswalker and artifact, protection for black and red. Blue and green. I think we'll keep Sorted Body and Mind for blue and green because we don't have those colors and we won't be able to target ourselves. Red and green, it exiles stuff and play an additional land. I'm not particularly keen on that one. Feast and Famine is black and green, and then untap lands and they discard a card. I like untapping lands. It sounds great. Sword of Light and Shadow gives protection from white and black, but you gain life and you return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. I think that's fantastic for that. Also, we have protection from green and white. we flicker something, I don't have a lot of ETBs, so I think that the looking for land is great, but the lack of an ETB thing, so I think we'll set that out. Living weapon, attacking, searching for stuff, that's great. We don't have Sword of the Animist on hand, so Bitterthorn's the next best thing. Protections from red and blue, that shutting us down from our red stuff is not great. And it just deals 2 damage to any target, which could be good, and card draw is good. We'd potentially draw 2 cards and deal 4 damage, though. That's right, with the double trigger. That's not bad, actually. And it's red and blue, and if it's on Cloud, then it's just white, so he'll be fine, actually. Not that one, but the other one. So I think we'll keep Fire and Ice. And then War and Peace. Protection from red and white. That's not great. And then that player deal damage equal to the cards in their hand and gain life equal to the cards in your hand. The lack of protection on that end for us is bad, but the doubling the damage for cards in hand and life gain is not bad at all either. I still have a lot more to go through to get rid of, though. I got other life gain stuff, I suppose, so we could... We'll put that one on a maybe. We'll put that one on a maybe. We'll come back to them. But these ones we'll set aside. Okay, now we're down to here. Flying and lifelink, yeah, it's not worth it for the small buff. Sting, +1/+1 haste. Beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature, and then has first strike against goblins and orcs. First strike doesn't really matter. We're not going to encounter too many of those. +1/+1 haste and untapping every combat is awesome. So we'll say yes for now. Lightning Reeves, of course. We'll get rid of the Pearl and Ruby medallions. Hero's Heirloom gives +2/+1 trample and haste for legendary creatures. Let's take a quick look how many legendary creatures we got. I know we got a lot, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 with Commander. So if I keep like 23 creatures, that's 4 that don't have it, so it's more beneficial to keep it at this point. The majority of people will be able to benefit from it. Base power and toughness 7/7 and can't be blocked by power 2 or less. That's great. Equip cost for legendary creatures is 3. It could make some of my weaker non-legendary creatures, like the 1/1s and the 2/2s, a base 7 and a lot easier to survive. Might actually be nice. We'll try that for now. We'll try it for now. Dolmen Gate, yes. Arcane Signet, extra mana is good. Whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature that defending player controls. That's good. If that creature has greater power than this creature, put a number of +1/+1 counters on this creature equal to the difference. That could also be really good for some of the lower stuff. So, crap. Yeah, we'll keep it. And Umezawa's Jite. When it deals damage, put 2 charge counters on it. If it's with Cloud, it doubles that, so put 4 on it. And then we remove something. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Target creature gets -1 until end of turn. Or you gain 2 life. That could be some target removal. Or some target buffs. Yeah. Has to deal damage for its effect, though those are on attacks. So still trigger twice, which is good. I'll say yes for now. That's a free return. Life, put a counter on it. We're going to gain a lot of life. I think Soul Rain should stick. I think Mox Opal should stick. Mox Amber, I will have a lot of legendaries. And then equip creature, Antarian Soul Cleaver, gives it vigilance, and then whenever an artifact or creature is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. Oh, whenever another artifact or creature, a graveyard, so not even your stuff. So if other stuff dies, put a +1/+1 counter on an equipped creature. So on him, that'd double that. So you'd put 2 counters on it, and it'd have vigilance. Fountain of Renewal. We'll keep Masterwork of Ingenuity. I think I'll get rid of Fountain. I mean, the one life's great. Actually, this is life gain, and having one automatically, even if I don't have creatures with the lifelink, can ping some of the lifelink gainer stuff. Actually, okay. But Soul Cleaver, huh? We'll put you in the maybe. Okay. Put you guys in the maybe. Let's see how well we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay. 29, 30, 31, 32. So if we have 32 of these, we have 11 enchantments, that's 40. We get our creatures down to 20. And then we have too many instants and sorceries. So I need to get a couple more artifacts out of the way. Okay, let's see. I want to keep my mana sources, so we'll keep the Moxes as they are. Let's see. That's tapping and buffing, preventing damage, buffing, trample and haste. I don't have a lot of trample. I don't have a trample, so the heirloom makes me might have to might have to drop sting. I don't know. Or maybe Cage Sun. I want to keep Excalibur because it's 10/10 and Vigi. That's fantastic. And equip legendary creatures is 2, so that's also really good. I'm giving everything +1's fine. The doubling of the mana is really good, especially for red and white, because we don't get a lot of stuff. Not like green and blue, as far as mana goes. So we gotta worry about that. I like the 4s. I like most of the... I guess we can drop the Sword of Fire and Ice. That'd help. Because this is life gain and recursion. That's untapped lands and color protection. What colors we got? We got light, white and black, black and green, and blue and green. Yeah, we definitely need you for the protection. Creating 2/2 creatures and milling stuff is not as necessary. Well, it'll create 2 tokens and then mill 20 if it's on cloud. So that's actually pretty gnarly. I think we'll get rid of Feast and Famine. As nice as untapping all my lands are, we don't get to double that trigger. And then we'll get the black protection from this Sword of Light and Shadow. So we'll have the color protections there. We'll remove this and we'll keep you because we need land search. So we'll get rid of these 2. Okay. That didn't do too much. That was 3, 2, 3. Yeah, the Fountain of Renewal, if I've got that out there, and I've got some low-level life linkers that can't attack or they'll die, but I ping this and they can buff off of that, that's good. Then I don't have to attack and I just sit back. Unless I also have Dolmen Gate out. Yeah, I think if I have Dolmen Gate out, I won't need Fountain because they won't take damage on the attack anyway. So I think we'll do that. Having Masterwork of Ingenuity enter as a copy of another equipment is also fantastic, so we'll keep that. I think I'll get rid of Hexplate. I mean, +2/+2 and an extra combat, or double strike and an extra combat. Double strike, yeah, double strike. So we'll get rid of Hexplate. Oh, I got other things to do. I can't be here all day. Sorry, I know you've been sitting here with me a while, and this is great. I hope this is enlightening to you to view my thought process. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's better. That's better. I think we'll stick with that, and we'll come back. Okay. Now that we've gone through everything and whittled them down, now it's time to put them all together and see how they stack and look with one another, and then we can work on the numbers. I'm going to need more room, so I'm going to have to move you. I'm sorry. Don't bite me. Jeez. Okay. Oh, right, and we have 2 planeswalkers. If we have graveyard recursion with Sid, we won't need her graveyard recursion. Create a colorless equipment artifact named Stormfront Blade. It has indestructible. Equipped creature gets +5/+5, then double strike. I doubt we'll get her up to 10. And that just creates an indestructible artifact. Hers creates 5 3/3 angels. Look at the 7 cards in your library, put 3 or less from there. The first one's really great. Like, I really like the first one. The second one, I'm not interested in. Third one's like, meh. So we could probably get rid of Elspeth for that +1 counter, and then a lifelink counter would have been really nice, actually. We'll keep that on the maybe. We'll keep these on the maybes. We'll come back to them, see how we're feeling afterwards. Okay. Now we're going to start with everything here. I'm going to pan things out. Let's see how they look. Oh, I'm already running it. I put the 3s on the 2. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a smaller setup than I usually have a much, because then I can like put all the creatures and then and then I can see them all together. But trying to do that big of a thing on this small of a setup's not as great. It's not as great. We got a problem. Okay. Now we'll do artifacts. Actually, we'll set these zeros right next to the ones. Okay, we got a lot of 2s. Oh, wait, wait, wait. I caught it. I caught it. There we go. Okay, this is actually really good as far as the scaling up goes. Everything's below the mana cost of what our thing is so far, so that's great. All right, enchantments. Eeh. Okay, and I think we'll do spells over here, so we can still kind of see everything. Oop. Sorry for the quiet. And the big stuff. Okay, so I hope you guys can see everything along with me. Ooh, all right, I'm gonna grab a piece of Post-it, and let's do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Creatures are going to be, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And make a little, keep track of it. I usually would do it on a bigger piece of paper, but we don't have room. Okay, so we have 7 1-mana creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 2 manas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 manas. Usually I do all this in my head too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 5. 1, 6. And 1, 8. Okay, those are the creatures. Right now we're going to do artifacts. Okay, artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah. Thought mutation was a artifact for a second because it's a metal bug. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, nope, no, no. Enchantment, enchantment, enchantment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and 1, 12. All right, and now enchantments. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. One. Yeah, we're on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. 1, 2 on 5. I got 1. I missed that 1, 6. And then that we count that as a creature. So as far as that goes, cool. Now I need a separate one for instants and sorceries. Okay. Okay. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 6, and 1, 8. Okay. All right, now I can see the numbers a little bit next to each other so we can work with it. Now I got to do math. Okay. So right now we got 7, 11, 14, 21 level 1 stuff. All right. We've got 14, 17, 24 level 2 stuff. We got 11, 16, 19, 25, 3 stuff. We've got 4, 9, 10, 13, 4 stuff. 1, 2, 5, 9, 5 stuff, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that are above. 6 or higher. Okay. Now, if we add that all up, that's 25. That's 25 plus 25. That's 50 plus 20. That's 70. 85. 98 things. 99 if we include the commander, and 101 if we include our zeros. Crap. Okay, 101 to 0 cost. Okay. Oh boy, so that means we need to get rid of at least 31 things. Oh crap. All right, at this point I'm kind of looking at getting rid of the instants and sorceries mostly, because I think our artifacts and enchantments and creatures are fairly solid. I could probably do without a couple of creatures. In fact, let's try and do that. Let's drop Raban, because I've been thinking about him. If I got Pure Steel, I won't need him. Okay. Let's see. So that brings us down to 100. Honestly, as great as Thalia would be, creatures and non-basic lands enter tapped. We already got Authority of Consuls, which makes artifacts enter tapped. If we have non-basic lands enter tapped as well, they're going to hate us. So I think we'll take out Thalia. As much as I like her, and this art, super cool, she's going to have to go. All right, that brings us down to 99. Okay, actually, I think I'll do this way. We'll just do the tallies. Okay. What else? What else we got? Maybe Joshua. Being a flying lifelinker is cool, but that's only part of the time, and I need enough mana to even make that happen. And then, right, recursion. I have other recursion, I guess. Okay. So, sorry, Josh. Okay. I want to try and keep him for the proliferate, because that sounds awesome. Especially because other opponents will be doing it, so it will go up real fast if they don't remove him. We'll keep Aetherflux, because that's a potential win con if we're gaining enough life and people aren't attacking us. I think we'll keep Ghostly Prison, because that'll help slow them down a bit. Oh, I took out Josh. That's another one. Yourself with Reverence. That's it. End of step, life gain. That's great. Dancer's Chakrams is good, but it doesn't. It won't double with our second effect, our secret commander. So that's something that won't be as beneficial. I mean, +2/+2 and lifelink's good, but we got Caduceus. Well, this doesn't have to be attached to the commander to give it lifelink either. That's the thing that really is getting me. But I gotta pick something somewhere. Yeah, darn it. We'll keep Valkyries because when they die, they'll come back with a +1 counter, and it's a flying angel, while Broodmoth just had them come back with a flying on it. So we'll keep that one. Cathars is a creature, and everything gets buffed. Genji's double mana, and she's a good creature. Okay, I think we're good. Someone's mowing the lawn. I don't know if you can hear it. Sorry if you can. I think our creatures are good. All right, so I think we gotta get rid of other stuff. Let's work over here in our spells because we were iffy about this. So I think we should keep VV. Well, VV's Lightning Bolt, and then this is an enhanced Lightning Bolt. Even though it's Final Fantasy, I'm not as big a fan of Lightning as I am of VV. So we'll take out Thunder Magic. Okay. We could probably do without Swords to Plowshares, honestly. Other people are going to have the removal. We've got things. I've never really been super big on that. If we've got Farewell to exile artifacts, we don't necessarily. Well, Vandal Blast is everybody else's if we want to keep ours. That's right. We might not need. All right, what do we got here? We got to keep I should get a Shiny Clouds limit break to match his haste magic. Okay. We can exile target artifact or deal damage to something. If we got Vandal Blast and Farewell, we don't really need Suplex, I guess. Oh, as fun as that would be. But I do think Requisitions Aid good because it gives us options. I think these are good because I can copy stuff if I need to. So to Inferno and Protection Magic. The next time, and then, yeah, a big thing on us, go against them. I think that'd be great. Oh. So what I got rid of Suplex and Swords to Plowshare and Lightning, Thunder Magic. Sorry, I got to remember to tally them as I remove them. That's Destroy Anything, which and it's Final Fantasy anyway. I guess we can get rid of Invoke the Divine, even though it gives us life gain. If we have memories to destroy, that's fine anyway. I think I switched my piles accidentally. Hang on. Nope. Piles are correct. Sorry. Okay. Cool. And multicolor we'll put over here. Sorry, I gotta do this while I'm thinking about it. If I forget, then I'll never forgive myself for not being as organized as I could have been. Okay, and then artifacts. Okay, sweet, cool, good, great, grand, wonderful. All right, Chaos Warps. We'll get rid of Chaos Warp. I mean, it could be good at getting rid of something, but then it might give them something better. And it might give something worse. It's a 50-50, but we'll have to take that chance, unfortunately. Okay, let's see how many stopgaps we got. We got Holy Day, which reduces damage. We got Deflecting Palm, which reduces damage. We got Selfless Squire, which reduces damage. We got Riot Control, which reduces damage. We got Holy, which reduces damage. We could probably get rid of one of them. Selfless Squire. I know I said I was fine on the creatures, but I've already got 3 other things. And even though I don't get the tokens, I do need to reduce the amount of creatures I have anyway. I got a lot. Okay. I need to do a quick count because I think I lost track of my tallies. Sorry, bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Okay, so we're at 90. So I got rid of 10 things. Oh, that felt like 30 minutes. Oh, I still have to get rid of 20 things. This is ridiculous. That's just crazy. Oh, crap. How's our bigger and stuff here? How are we doing? Okay, so if I've got you, creatures can't block anyway, so Bonded Discipline will have to go. Okay, that's 1. I still want to keep that because that's great. If I've got that which gives destructible, that which prevents damage, prevents damage for damage. Moogle's with life. Yeah, we'll have to set aside Moogle's Valor as well. Okay. Chandra's Ignition. How many destroys do I have? What's Congregate? That's just gained life for each creature on the battlefield. So multiple destroy and it hits players, so we kind of want to keep that. Single destroy, multiple destroy, multiple. I don't need as many board wipes as I do. I do like Chandra's because it hits each opponent, which actually I would need Chandra's Ignition with Selfless Squire, because the amount of damage I take from something to flash that out there to gain all of those counters, that would be the one to use this on. So I either need to put Squire back and keep this, or I need to drop this as well. Or I keep this and get rid of something else. I don't want to put something back in that I just took out, but Selfless Squire and this would really, really go well together. Crap. All right, it's coming back. Sorry, I screwed up. You did it, Selfless Squire. I've got other things that gives haste, so we'll take out Anger. Yeah, I mean, we got Furion, we got the Fire Crystal. I think that's good enough. All right, sorry, Anger. Don't be mad. That's Tifa's job. All right, so that switch those things out. I still have the same amount. Okay, we gotta get rid of something else now. Well, since we've reduced that, what does this do? Permanence, hexproof and indestructible, gain life. I can save one thing and gain life, or I can save everything and gain life for more mana. I want to try and keep as many Final Fantasy things in here as I can. If I got Riot Control, I don't need Congregate, because that will prevent... Well, let's see. Yeah, these are going to stay, so you'll be on the bottom. All right, so if it gain 1 life for each creature your opponent controls and prevent damage, and then this is gain 2 life for each creature. Yeah, actually, yeah. So Congregate's out. Okay. Mana and card draw. Removal and damage. I like that. Destroy tapped. Got to keep those. Let's put the stuff that I got to keep together, because it's Final Fantasy themed, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I mean, if I have Expected Windfall, which gives me 2 at his guard, I don't need Secret Rendezvous. Even though it's a Final Fantasy one, giving someone else 3 cards is a lot, now that I think about it. So yeah, that one bites. That one stings. Because I want it in there. Oh, this is the process. This is the process. So let's see. Let's take a quick look. We've got 2 red, 3, 4, 5 red, 5 red creatures. It's not Cage Sun's not going to benefit that much on the red end, honestly. So Cage Sun's going to have to go. Also a shame. Okay. Let's see. What do here? And fire crystals got to stay, and wind crystals got to stay because those are Final Fantasy. White Orite is a removal and a mana rock, so that's great. We've knocked out 3 things in 50 minutes, so. Let's see. Don't think I should get rid of any more equipment. I think we should keep the equipment. That's fine. Well, maybe Umezawa's Jeet. Because I'm not going to do combat damage terribly enough to get, and I don't have enough proliferate stuff as well for that to benefit from it. Because I got things that put 1/1s on creatures, but not a lot that puts stuff on non-things. So, yeah. All right. Goodbye to you. That sucks. Make a progress. All right, here we go. But yeah, I should have done this creative process thing with Tifa's deck as well. I think that would have gone a lot easier, mainly because it's one color. But the problem was there's too many things that I had to wait for over a long period of time to do it, and I kind of wanted to put it out once I got it rather than wait. But because I was slowly building it over time, so it took a lot less time. Nothing here in the potentials is screaming. I mean, silence is probably the best counterspell that you're gonna get. It could shut down a stack. And we already got things here with this, so I don't think that will do anything. I don't have a different destruction thing, so I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, we got both of them here in the maybes anyway. And battle menu would have been nice, because it gives me options. But, yeah. Yeah, alright, so the maybes on this is gone. Oh. Let's double check the maybes on enchantments real quick. Before I can figure out any of this crap, let's figure out this. So does that make it indestructible? Yeah, it does. Okay. So that's better. It's going to make it harder to get around things. Convoking and then untapping everything would be fine. If I swapped out... Nah. I was thinking, if I swapped out Sting instead of this, that'd pretty much do the same thing. And I don't have... Yeah. I think I might have to do that. So we're going to put in... We're going to put in that, and we're going to take out Sting.
As much life as I think I'll be gaining, I don't think Angelic Accord's gonna work. Ugh, taking out Sting hurts too. But it also doesn't have a an attack trigger for our second cloud dude. So that's not helpful at all. Okay. So you're out. What's next? We did take Fountain out? Yeah, we did take Fountain out. So Johnny's Mantra's not going to work. We don't need remove stuff, block stuff. Triad's not working. The only one hesitant about is Angelic Accord. We'll leave that hanging around for now, but everything else we'll set aside, unfortunately. It's so sad. It's so tough when you're going through this crap. Another quick look at creatures. Flage, Zergy, Cypher. So Cypher, I think, would be good because we got a decent amount of things. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast something from your graveyard, mana value less, and then exile it. So we got a lot of damage, destroy. That's not really going to help. That's not really going to help. That's not really going to help. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 6. 7, 8. No, about 6 things that we can cast. That's not a lot. Yeah, he's better in a spell slinger deck. Adding red mana when I cast a spell could also be really helpful. Wish I had more red stuff. I got a lot of white stuff because white's my favorite color in the Magic set, so I have more of that than anything else. But I want the deck to feel a little bit more balanced rather than one-sided. And it's light on the creatures, but it feels better in the enchantments, spells aspect, so I guess that's okay. We'll do a check here in a minute afterwards. Birgi, or Burgi. That could be good. Can't do you, can't do you. Where's our multicolor? Here's our multicolor. Cypher, can't do Myrel. Artifact. Historic is artifact, legendary. What was the third one? For what artifact? For what historic is? Sagas. Sagas. Okay. So artifact and legendaries, which we got a lot of. Should get fast. Should get big fast. And we'll keep her in the maybes. Got a lot of humans, keep that in the maybes, and we got a lot of counters. We'll keep these guys in the maybes. Okay. And then equipment, sword and trident. I mean, even if it's not mercenary cloud, gaining life and dealing damage is still nice, but I have protection against myself, so I think that's going to be the biggest detriment if I need to like protect it or something. And then this getting bigger when anything dies is great. And vigilance is great. So we'll keep you in the maybe, but we'll step aside with the sword. Alright, that's it for the maybes. We'll come back to the planeswalkers later as well. Okay. Back to this nonsense. I'm gonna recount to set my head in the right place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, sorry, space out for a second, 56, 58, 60, 62. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that's 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Okay. We're getting closer. We've got 12 more things to go. Oh my gosh. Right? Did I do that math right? Crap. 62. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 71. 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Okay. Okay. 84, 85. Crap. I might have to get rid of these. As nice as the mana ramp would be, I might have to get rid of them. We'll see. Hang on. So we've got Soul Ring and Arcane Signet and Gilded Lotus. I think is great for mana rocks. Need 3. So those are colors. Those are extras. I don't need a lot of color variation, so my land should do fine. I don't have anything that benefits from casting extra artifacts or gets increased for extra artifacts. I don't have anything that's storms. I don't, yeah. The only thing that these things would benefit from is Halia. When these enter, I gain a life from them. That's about it. Other than that they're also extra mana. Technically free mana that are conditioned on having more artifacts or a legendary creature. Crap. Okay, so we're at technically 84 things because I'm not getting rid of the commander. So it's still 14 things. Sweet Moses. Because I need to add in all my lands after this, which is the worst part. Oh, getting down to at least 30. So I do 30, 1, 2, 3, 36 mana with that. 37, 38 with those rocks. I think that's better to keep the rocks. I gotta figure out something else to get rid of. Let's take a look. Now that I have them together, let's take a look at how many things we have that looks for equipment. Sigarda's Aid. Cast them as flash, and they attach when they enter. Okay, that's good. We like that. Cheaper and can return from graveyard. Search. So there's one search. Two search. Forge New. Turn it from the graveyard. And cheap cost. Okay. We'll get rid of the court. As nice as it would be having the monarch, it's also going to put a target on my back for people that want to be the monarch. So I have to set that aside. Okay. We're going to keep that because I want to have a deck that does that. I've got my life gain one which technically might be able to do that, but I don't think it's in there. But this one's more set up for doing that, I believe. So certainly not as good as it could be. It is not maximized or super efficient in life gain, but it is part of it. We have some big bursts of stuff. We got a lot of life thinking things. It could work. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, then we'll remove it. I'll play it and then we'll remove it if it doesn't work. But I also gain life whenever I cast a spell. Yeah. I gain 1 more for each. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. So it's cumulative. So that's actually also really good. Cast a bunch of these small things. It'd be great. Um, definitely got to keep these. I guess I should keep one of these. Either everything gets buffed or everything gets buffed and comes back if it dies. Everything gets buffed multiple times. Everything gets buffed once. I'd rather have everything come back than have things get real big and then be destroyed and then not come back at all. Because nothing is an angel, so everything would get at least one life back. It's basically doubling the amount of creatures that I've got. Yeah, alright. Oh, that hurts. This recursion's fantastic. We got so many things that we can bring back, like Sun Titan staying. And Knights of the Round, I think, should also stay, because that's going to create a bunch of tokens and then swing out real hard. Excalibur doesn't have the cloud trigger, but it's 10/10 vigilance. It's huge. It's a big thing, especially if I can get a lifelink on that, on a big creature, maybe with a double striker, get a bunch of life, and I'll be able to throw somebody out. Yeah, it's working. I guess I should get rid of some more removal. Because we got these removal here. You gotta stay. So we can get... I want to keep EV. Crap. That's it as far as the removal I've got, huh? And then we got 3 board wipes. That's usually 2 more... That's usually 1 more. I run about 2. That's 1 more than I usually do. Uh-oh. Hang on. Oh, my battery is dying in my headset. Hang on, I gotta plug this thing in. Where's the... Wait, over here. Oh, I have been running so long, I am killing the battery. What a day. And to think I could have been doing other things and should have been doing other things. Oh, I'm spending way too much time on this. This is terrible. This is so bad. Okay, let's try and speed through this and wrap it up. All right. So if I'm running 1 more than I usually do, let's keep Farewell. We'll get rid of Blasphemous because Chandra's can more or less do the same thing. For more mana, yeah. But if at least with Chandra's, I'll be able to keep one of my creatures. So Blasphemous Act goes. Okay. So that's 1. I want to keep these. You shouldn't be beeping. I got you plugged. Oh, I got to turn it on. Crap. There we go. It's plugged into a thing, but it's plugged into a USB hub. But if I don't turn the button on for the USB hub to be active, then it won't charge. Okay, sorry. We're good. And if the headset does die, the audio might switch to the phone. Sorry if it does that. Actually, I need to check to see how much battery I have on the phone. 37%. Okay, yeah, we got to wrap this up. Okay. This is... Okay, so this is destroy target. This is exile creature. Each opponent exiles it, so they exile it. Okay, so requisition aid. As much as it would be for removing a bunch of stuff, I already have some other things. So it's all artifacts, non-land, creature. So creature, non-land. They can't spells, artifacts. And I can't copy it with Twinferno, so I don't get the benefits from that, unfortunately. Because I don't pay additional costs on copying, from what I remember. But we can copy that, because the 0 on that still works. Okay. I love that it has so many options, and it's cheap. But I've never been much of a removal guy anyway. No, we're going to keep it in. I'm sorry. I feel like I need it. With all the stuff that's out there more, I feel like I need it. Okay. I don't have as many equipment as I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only have 11 equipment. That's still fine. 11's fine. I think the only other creature I can maybe get rid of is Healer's Hawk, but that's got lifelink. And Heartfire Hero is going to get bigger as we equip it with more stuff. Maybe Freya. She's got flying when she attacks. A lot of people don't have flyers or reach, so that's really good. Ocelot Pride is going to get me stuff with the lifelink. Esper Centner's hard draw, so yeah, ones are good. Pure Steel's great because it gives us 0 equip. Adelbird has lifelink and it gets bigger for each equipment. I might have to take out Adelbird because I may not have all the equipment out that I need at any point or time. And then a Johnny's we'll keep a Johnny's Pride Mate because that gets big every time I gain life. So I'm gonna have to take out Adelbird. Come on. Oh boy. Okay. So we got rid of Adelbird. And crap. Did I count Blasphemous? I don't remember. Oh, that's not good. I don't want to recount just yet. I still have a dozen or so. Speed running this is hard. Okay, so if I have Defecting Palm and Holy Day will all damage, all combat damage, and this is a single source, which could be beneficial from that and then bounces back. I'm going to keep Deflecting Palm. Holy Day we might get, because if we have Riot Control, which prevents all stuff, I have 2 damage preventions on me. And is that what Holy Magic does? Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you. Okay. So I might get rid of Holy Day just to keep Holy, because this is benefiting everybody, and that's just benefiting me. So we'll try that. Oh, that hurts. It's cheaper too. All right. All right. I think I'm down to 80, so I just have 10 more things to do. If I got her out, well, no, this could keep going, because if they destroy the creature, this could come back. They'd have to actually destroy that. So I think we'll keep that. If I have multiple combats, they don't untap everything, right? It's just that one. Just untapping it. So everything else won't untap. And this is just the end step. But if I have a bunch of cats, Convoking could be good, or wolves could be good to help convoke, make spells cheaper. Creature. All right, I'm gonna reset. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30. Set. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 48. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. This is all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 72. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 80. Okay, yeah, I was right. So I gotta get rid of 10 things. Crap. We got to keep our equipment because I keep taking out equipment, and that's the whole point of the deck is the equipment. We'll leave that alone. If I've got this removal dark steel, maybe I could take out, but shutting something down, not putting like a commander, that's a great way to shut down a commander, honestly. Well, let's take a look here for a second. As long as it's your turn, you may activate equip abilities anytime you cast an instant. Versus 0, a flash, and when they enter, they attach automatically. So I can do that on anybody's turn. It's my turn. I can do it once for free. And I can return something when it enters. I think if I have Soul Warden and Hyleia, I don't need a Johnny's Welcome. So I guess we'll take that out. That also hurts. Okay, it puts me down to 79. Let's see here. So let's move things down a little bit. And separate them so I know. Which is where. Okay. If I have this recursion, I don't necessarily know. No, that's from the graveyard if I get those out beforehand. And I can bring an artifact back, so I can keep doing that. I want to keep these if I can. How good's Danitha again? First strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you may put an aura card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. That's actually good. Yeah, she fits the equipment and the lifelink thing, so she's got to stay. Rose is good. Wall of Reverence is good. Okay, let me see how many creatures I have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 creatures, 27 with Cloud. That's usually good for what I got floating around in that side. That's about the right amount. 27 creatures. Let's reset this. So 27 creatures total. Okay, artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 artifacts. Enchantments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 enchantments. All right, that puts us at 49, 59, and then just the instances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that puts us at 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 77. Okay. Oh, hang on. It is 79. Do you know why? Forgot these again. I actually need to get rid of artifacts. Or how many spells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 18 instants and sorceries. Okay. So 51. Wait, hold on a second. No, because I'm including the commander. Right. Crap. I have an hour before I gotta go to work. I've been doing this for 3.5 hours. Sweet Moses. Okay, we gotta see. So she gets recursion with entering. This gets recursion with entering. Once I can do a 0, and I can do it as instant, but that already gives us instant with flash, or an equipment as flash. So, oh no, this is I can equip at an instant. So I can equip something to a different creature on it. No. As long as it's my turn, I can equip as an instant. Okay, let's get rid of Forge Anew. The 0 cost is fine, but I've got some other things that reduce it, right? Sid reduces it. Farian reduces it. Pure Steel Paladin reduces it. Yeah, alright, Forge Anew's gone. Okay, that puts me 78. 8 more things. Darn, I'm gonna just play smart. Get rid of that. Alright, that's 77. Let's take a quick look at Sid again. I'm not gonna get rid of Sid, but return target equipment or vehicle from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so only equipment can come back, not artifacts. I don't think I have any artifacts except for him. But we definitely need him because we have so many cheap things to throw his way. I mean, I can maybe drop White Orosite. No, the removal can be really good. Yeah. I should try and drop a couple more creatures, honestly. Crap. Okay, what do we got? The ones that jump out are Healer's Hawk and Freya. And a Johnny's Pridemate, just because those don't fit. Well, Freya fits, but the Healer's Hawk and the Johnny's aren't thematic, I suppose. So that would be tough. And I still thought about making room for Shadow Spear, that's right. Crap. Well, as of right now, there's no Shadow Spear. I do need it because that does give lifelink and trample, which I don't have a lot of, if any. I think I got like one thing. Actually, we got other things that give haste, so that's fine. This will be, this is Shadow Spear. Okay. That's Shadow Spear. Awesome. I still haven't removed stuff. Crap. This makes them cheaper. Squall will make them cheaper. I need the Moogle for card draw. I'm gonna keep something around though. Oh, this is tough. I mean, the next logical thing would probably be Knights, because that's really expensive, but it's from Final Fantasy VII. It's gotta be included. I mean, I could get rid of Self Esquire and Chandra's. Let's just get rid of that combo. I don't want to, because I don't have a lot of white-red decks, and I don't know. I got Deflecting Palm and Riot Control and Holy Magic. I already got 3 damage negators. I don't need 4 damage negators. But it's a damage negator that gives a bunch of pluses that I can use to. It's a potential win con is the thing, other than just swinging out big stuff. So I think Aetherflux and that combo's got to stay. Yeah, win con and win con. Potential win con, not main win con, but like, yeah, there's something in there for it. The next thing, I guess, would be Twinferno. Because the few things that I can cast, not great. Copy that spell. Which, destroying stuff, protecting stuff. Yeah, I can only copy like 3 things. I mean, it'd still be great when it goes off, but... Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, so that puts me at 76. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gotta reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 lands. That's not right. I need to recount my lands. Or remove some. I might have put in too many. So we're 76. I need to get 6 more things out of the way just to have base 30 lands in there. And even then, I might need to knock out 1 or 2 more because... Well, no, I got enough rocks. I guess it might be okay. Six more things. Okay, I gotta stop wasting time. I'm thinking maybe Squall, Danitha. Yeah. Sorry, dude. I'm gonna have to just hope I keep Pure Steel Paladin. Alright. 5 more things. Yeah, it's hard combining things. Like usually just go, well, it's all equipment. Then you don't need to worry about life gain. Or it's all life gain. You don't need to worry about equipment. Trying to mix themes and mechanics can bog you down and make things real tough and less effective. But that's the point, is that it's more casual, right? We're not building for efficiency. We're not trying to build like all equipment that's like the most best thing, because then it can get too strong depending upon if you build it the right way, or vice versa with lifelink. If you go straight up lifelink and then AOV, you just pew, pew, pew people. I'm trying to slowly build towards it as a type of thing. And I might swap out some equipment later when I get some other attack trigger equipment. Because right now it's just the swords, cloud, this. Caduceus doesn't. No, Caduceus doesn't. Conformer Shuriken does. So I only have like 4 or 5 things that will actually benefit from secondary cloud. But it's also about getting primary cloud equipped to swing and kill people, gaining a bunch of life, making copies of equipment. I like Wall of Reverence because that's just at the end of the turn free life gain. You don't have to attack or nothing. Which would also wouldn't work with it. Yeah, but no, I got to build a straight lifelink deck just for that. I made it harder for myself. I hope this is helping you guys process things a little bit better and what you're looking for. You might want to build if you do something like that. We got some more room. Start separating some stuff a bit. If I've got Esper Sentinel for card draw, I guess we don't need. Well, I need some red in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 red things. Ugh, that's not good. The whole point of going Boros is that you have enough effective stuff in both colors. All right, let's try and focus on getting rid of some white things. You know what? A Johnny's Bridesmaid. I don't wanna, but I got 74. Wait, do I really only have 3 2s left? Oof. I got a lot of 3s. And a lot of 1s. I think Power Balance will help with mana and casting stuff that's the same cost. And there's 3s about the average, so that's a good thing if I can get them there. And then we only have all right, let's reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. All right, we're at 25 now with the commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, enchantments we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so artifacts at 22, gems at 8, that's 30. Plus 25 creatures, that's 55. Okay, now instants and sorceries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So now we only have 17 instants and sorceries. All right, so sorry. I'm just going to put these in here because this is, I keep forgetting these things, man. Okay. So that's 2 more. All right, so that's 57. 57. Well, let's count that. 55 plus 15. Yeah, 74. Yeah. We're at 74. Okay. 4 more things. 4 more things. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Vandal Blast is jumping. Yeah. It'd be nice, but if I have to get rid of my own, then I have to get rid of my own if the game calls for it. I mean, we could choose to not, but if they've got crazy artifacts as well, then that's a problem. Okay, so that'll put me at 16 and 73. Okay, all these shavings. Okay. What else can we get rid of? I don't want to get rid of Unexpected Windfall, but I might have to. Because I got somebody else that can, she can get me card draw. So that's good. Venat could get me card draw. I've got some mana stuff, so I don't need treasures as much. Yeah. Darn it. All right, that's 72. 2 more things. 2 more things. We can do this, guys. We can do this. I can get one more creature and 1 more artifact. Can we try that? Let's try that. Let's see what we got. 1 more creature and 1 more artifact. Now, I probably don't need Proliferate as much anymore because I've gotten rid of a decent amount of things that give me counters. Still have some, but not as much. That sucks. All right, so that's 1 creature. Now I need to get rid of 1 artifact. One artifact. What's got to go? Let's get rid of 1 of Mox's, honestly. We'll keep Mox Opal because I'll likely have a lot of artifacts, but we'll get rid of Mox Amber because I may not have any creatures out at the time. And if I do, they might not be legendary creatures. So Mox Amber is gone. Hey. It is also possible that they may wipe my. Well, if they get rid of artifacts, then they'll probably include them. They'll die anyway, so that's fine. All right, so that was 2. That was a creature and that was an artifact. So that puts me at 70. Okay, we're at 70. Sweet Moses, we did it. Unfortunately, there's no room for the Planeswalkers now. Maybe I'll revisit it later after I've played it and I've gotten a couple of cards that I don't have with me now. But let's count out our land real quick. So we got. Let me make some room here. Hang on. We're almost done. We almost got this. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me just a little bit longer. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to try and build something that feels balanced instead of just focusing on building overpowered things. Because building overpowered things is easy. So Myriad Landscape, we'll set you guys aside for now. That's a mountain and a plains. This searches for a mountain and a plains. 2 more opponents. Plateau. I think we could probably do without you, so we'll set you aside. Keep Arcane Lighthouse. We'll put our specialties up here. Reliquary, Path of Ancestry. Okay, let's see. Temple of the False God, Boros, Wind Scarred Crag. That gives us a life. Oh, I've got one of you. Command Tower. Royal City. Do a Shrine to Nyx, because we got a couple doubles out in here, so that'd be good devotion. We'll put you here to keep track of things. So right now that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. And then we'll do plains, mountains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 plains. That puts us at 20 land. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mountains. So that puts us at 26 lands. We probably don't need as many mountains because we have more white. But we'll do... We'll take out 2 of these ones, and we'll put in the Final Fantasy ones. So that's 6 mountains and 6 lands. We'll do 7, 8, 9, and which one? 10. All right, so that will give us a little bit of those there. Right, a little bit less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mountains. There should be 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plains. We got some doublers and some specialties, or duels and specialties. Okay, I think that works. That's it for now. I've spent a lot of time. 3 hours and 50 minutes on this. Holy crap. Thanks for sticking around. I hope this has been a fun experience for those of you that build decks and you don't really, you're curious about other people's and what they do. Yeah, no, this was interesting going through it with everybody. Hopefully you found it engaging and entertaining, and I tried. It got really hard there at the end, but yeah, here you go. Here's a Cloud Equipment Life Gain deck. This is just a first draft at it. We'll see how things go after I play it. A lot of these other decks I've played and I've mixed around a little bit. This is just the first draft, so I'll come back in maybe a couple of months after playing it for a while and do some upgrades and swap things out and make another video on it. But I hope this casual deck building session has worked. I hope you guys like it, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.